Jesus is real, but you devils taught lies on Christ. So many lies that when we come with the truth, people think that the lies is the truth and that the truth is the lie.
Who changed the truth for God into a lie? In English, Jesus Christ, in Hebrew, is Yahweh Shai. So do or die. The immaculate conception is deception, along with the myth of giving gifts on December 25th. Christmas is Satan's claws, the birth of Nimrod, and not the son of God. To you was kinda odd. On the Passover, Christ was born in the spring. So now we bring the truth about the King of Kings. That's Black Jesus and not Caesar Borgias. And the facts can't be changed. It's all about the Most High. It's all about Yahweh Shai. It's all about the Most High. It's all about Yahweh Shai. It's all about the Most High. It's all about Yahweh Shai. It's all about the Most High. It's all about.
Shalom Israel, welcome to another class with the Israelite School of Biblical History and Practical Knowledge. We're going to go ahead and get class started like we usually do. We got a lot of things going on, so we're waiting for brothers and sisters to peel in. And hopefully you other brothers and sisters is not killing yourself over Black Friday. And y'all get in class. Let me see here. We're going to go ahead and get class started. While we get this link out, I want to remind you, brothers and sisters, that we have classes Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. I know a lot of y'all already know that. Some of you don't. Once again, we have classes Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Mondays and Wednesdays from 7 to 10. Fridays from 6 to 9. And then we have Shabbat morning class. Shabbat morning class, and that is from 10 to 2. Let me get this link out real quick here. And then, if you don't know, we answer a lot of questions starting class. So a lot of our classes have a lot of questions in the beginning of class. So we're going to take those questions in a minute. Let us get these few things out real quick here. And then I'll open up with questions. I just want to send these brothers and sisters that I be chatting with the link. Remind them about class. All right. So, we're still running, right? Okay. I got two. All right. So, class, and then we also have classes in Albuquerque and San Antonio. If you want to get classes in those areas, hit us up. Okay. We have kid class on ISB HBK Kids. Please check out our 5 minutes of wisdom. We got some more of those going to be posted. Look out for that. Please like, share, subscribe. Check out our original channel. I mean, I know most of y'all already know that. You can check out our original channel at the Israelite School of Biblical History and Practical Knowledge. We're going to be back on that channel soon. I know this little suspension they suspended us over is going to be over, should be over either by the end of this month, if not the middle of next month. So look out for us getting back on that channel. We are also on Houston Media Source. For all you brothers and sisters that are local and you want to check us out live on Comcast Channel 17, you can do that. That's Comcast channel 17, and that's local here in Houston. So that's going to be every Tuesdays at 8:30. It's only an hour show. And we do, like we do here on YouTube, we just touch on various topics. We, it's an hour, so it's quick, straight to the point, comprehending much in few words. You know these classes right here, and when you sit in these classes, they're a little more extensive. Sometimes I feel we want to go over the time period. Sometimes it's just like needed for the hour. So we have all those things, man. Y'all check those out. Please support and check out blogtalkradio.com/MASHAHBA, and that's Monday through Fridays. Okay? And see you over there, Dave Rogers. See y'all, see the brother Mustafa, we see y'all. Ronald, see you, brother. All y'all, man, remember, like, share, subscribe if y'all got brothers and sisters or people that you want to get the videos out to. If you think they're new, give them the 5 minutes of wisdom. If you think something like that'll help them. Also, suggestion for 5 minutes of wisdom, hit me up. If you have any suggestions, please text me. Okay? We got so many things going on that we try to keep all these things in mind. So hit me up if y'all got any suggestions for 5 minutes of wisdom. That's the epitome of like comprehending much in few words. You have to get out the information in 5 minutes and give a quick understanding. So look out for those also. Also support the sisters with Israel Wear. They're always taking orders. They do all of our beautiful garments. All right. My number, if you don't know by now, it's 281-707-2737. So if you got any questions, go ahead and hit me up. If you want to go through some scriptures or anything's on your mind, you can always hit me up. So we're going to go ahead and take questions. Oh, and then donations. We thank all y'all for giving, that have given, that will give. We appreciate y'all. And all the information, if you want to continue that, is on the screen. So let's go ahead and open up with questions. Like I said, we got a lot of brothers and sisters out tonight. Our businesses, being in the mall, man, you have to be open to, like, they were open at 6 a.m. today. So a few brothers are going to be pulling in later in class, and I know some sisters be pulling in. But hopefully y'all online, if y'all got any questions, I'm going to open it up for you. Major, you got anything? Any questions or anything?
Yeah, it was a brother telling me last night about the color scriptures. And I wanted to know what was those about. Like, how do we go about finding them? Or is there like a certain scriptures that you all have already like went over and y'all have them separate for us to study on?
That's cool. Let's go through those real quick for you. While we're waiting for everybody to get on, I'll wait for a few more people to get on. Those are very simple. So when it comes to the image of the people in the Bible,
right,
when it comes to how they looked, you can go through the basics and what we call basics, but we know that for a lot of our people out there that Christianity is not teaching them that.
Right.
So some of the basic color scriptures, where we gonna go first, Mark?
You got Jeremiah 14:2. You got.
Okay, let's go there. Let's go there first. Jeremiah 14:2. And this is an important scripture because this is establishing that that the Jews, how they looked. Okay? And then we'll go. Shalom says, come in. Y'all can go ahead and come in. We got a lot of brothers and sisters handling some business. They're going to fill in later. We're taking questions right now. So if y'all got any questions or anything y'all want to ask, feel free just to raise your hand. All right? You look familiar, man.
Oh yeah, I just came just a few months ago. Sorry.
Is that what it was? Oh, okay. Yeah, you look familiar. Okay. Yeah, we're opening up for questions. So if y'all have any, just feel free to ask. The brother just asked about color in the Bible. So we're going to touch on a few scriptures on that. And they're peeling in online, 26 of y'all now. So we're going to go ahead and start answering y'all questions online. And then if nobody got questions, we go into our class. So going into the color, this is one of the scriptures we call basic because, after you know it, you're really shooting that scripture to a lot of people. You kind of get really familiar with it.
Gotcha.
So Jeremiah 14:2, read that.
Judah mourneth.
Right. So the beautiful thing about Jeremiah 14:2, it touches on an array of things to identify the 12 tribes of Israel. It identifies how and what condition they're in, but also how they look. So the true Jews are mourning, and when you deal with the characteristic of the so-called Jews, the people that stole your identity, they're not in mourning. They're not in the ghettos and the slums, still in 2018 in the future getting shot down in the streets like the 1800s. So the true Jews are still mourning, crying out. They still want to come out of the ghettos and the slums. They still lack a family environment. They still lack real knowledge to be unified in their neighborhoods. So the true Jews are mourning. The so-called Jews, you see the ones with black
big beards.
Yeah, big beards and with the curly suit,
Yeah.
right? They walk with their 2 wives, nobody's saying nothing. Their kids, their pants ain't sagging. You know what I mean? Their kids, they ain't rolling blunts. You know what I mean? And their kids, their daughters ain't going to the mall with spandex on, and you can see their thong through them. They're not the people still hurting, in pain and suffering. It's our people that are. When the Most High said they're destroyed for the lack of knowledge, it fits our people. So we're mourning. Go ahead.
And the gates thereof languish.
Right. So the gates represent our leadership. So hold that and go to Lamentations to prove that the gates represent our leadership. So when you would go to the gates, you would go to the elders. Okay? When you wanted to get some knowledge or deal with judgment, you would go to the gates. Lamentations is right after, is it before Jeremiah or right after?
It's Ezekiel right to Jeremiah. It's somewhere in the.
No. Lamentations is right
Around here.
before. Let's see here. Or is it after? It should be after Jeremiah, right?
It's right after King.
Right, it's right after Jeremiah. Lamentations. Right after Jeremiah is Lamentations. Lamentations what? Where are we going to, Mark? Go to Lamentations to prove about the elders. Lamentations.
It's not 4, huh?
No, it's Lamentations. We're going to be going here also with dealing with a few things on color also, but I just want to show you this one real quick to show you what the elders
Lamentation 5:10?
Yeah, Lamentations. No, not that one. Not that one. Not yet. We're going to 5 and 14. Yeah, Lamentations 5 and 14.
The elders have ceased from the gate. The young men from their music.
Right. So when you go back to Jeremiah 14:2, read it again.
Judah mourneth,
right?
And the gates thereof languish.
Right. So the gates means the leadership. Okay. Now, when you look at our leadership, who's standing up for righteousness? Who's standing up for truth? Not righteousness according to America. Remember, that ain't righteousness. That ain't the Most High's righteousness. It's who's standing up for true righteousness. That's all you see. Now that we're increasing as a nation throughout the four corners of the earth, the only ones that are doing it is the ones they call the black Hebrew Israelites, right? They're the only one. But when you look at our old elders, where are they at? They're in the hood. You got our people still trying to gangbang, old men trying to gangbang at 40 and 50 years old. Still trying to pimp our women out. And then if they're not doing that, what are they doing? They're settled down and they're relaxing and they almost just like they gave up. They ain't fighting no more. You know, that's why a lot of young men like yourself, you know, we have to step up and take the flag, you know, and run with it. Because our elders ain't doing it, man. They ain't teaching the kids. They ain't spitting wisdom to them and sitting them down and saying, listen, get your Bible. They're spitting gangbang music. Gangbang ideology to them. Listen, little niggas, this is what we gonna do. Let me show you. Back in my days, back in your days what? You were selling drugs? You were shooting? You were stealing? You were thieving? Or are you gonna sit me down and tell me how to be a man and actually deal with my wife with wisdom and understanding? How about raise my kids with wisdom and understanding? Not with emotions, not with America kid, you know, you gotta bow down to your woman. Not with that mentality, but the mentality of the Bible. So the elders have ceased, they have left the gates. The only ones you got now is us coming back. The elders are now, as it veers towards the end, we're coming back. Go ahead, read on in Jeremiah 14:2.
They are black unto the ground.
Right. So it's telling us that the true Jews are dark like the ground. Because when you dig up the ground, and this is the basic points that a lot of people forget. When you dig up the ground, you got different shades of brown. Okay? I'm from the tribe of Reuben originally. You're Judah, right? What tribe are you, brother? Judah?
Yes, sir.
Right. You're Benjamin. So you look at your color to his color to her color, y'all different colors. So we derive from different shades of brown. You understand? A lot of people are thinking everybody's going to look chocolate like him. No. You got light-skinned brothers like yourself. You know what I mean? Then you got lighter than that. Right? So we derive from different shades of brown, but it cuts out the so-called Jews, right? Because they're nowhere black, brown, they're nothing but red. Okay? So just with imagery, the Bible is telling us they're dark like the ground. Okay? You got that part? Yeah. Now we can jump back to Lamentations, the one the sister said.
5 and 10.
Yeah, Lamentations 5 and 10, and then we'll go to 4 and 8. We'll hit those two. And these are basics, I know, but there's a question he asked, so I know y'all are like, yeah, I got that. You know, I know we're black, but the brother's really, he's new, so he needs these scriptures. So go ahead and read that, Lamentations 5 and 10.
Our skin was black like an oven because of the terrible famine.
Right. Now, if whatever person, white person you seen in a famine, and they all of a sudden they turn black, nah, bruh. Listen, I can fast all I want. I can fast and I can die fasting. I'm never going to turn that brother's color. If anything, I'm going to turn more pale, right? More light skin. So, now let's take the white man. You think he's going to turn black? Nah. So this is talking about, it's showing you here, but remember, you got to understand, the Bible ain't going to say, the Negroes in America, you're the true Jews. This Bible would not have lasted. This Bible would not have lasted. It's not going to say, the black people are the kings and priests of the earth. You know what it speaks? It speaks in parable form. So that's why he said black unto the ground. That's why it's thrown in there, the terrible famine. Yeah, okay, but he's in a famine, but still, no white person is ever going to turn black. So that means he had to be dark already. You see that? Yeah.
When Isaiah 29 on that point?
Yeah. Go hold that and go to Isaiah 29 verse 2. Isaiah 29 and 2. And this goes with the question you're asking about color, because you're going to get that. People are going to say, well, over the years in Europe, they were black, and they transitioned and went into different climates. Stop it. The devil's a lie. They know they went into different climate, and then next you know they popped out straight red. Nah.
Yeah, I heard something like that about the Egyptians, like they were black and then they transitioned into white.
Hell nah. You know what? You know what you're seeing? The true Egyptians are still black. You're seeing over there in Egypt. Hey, shalom, brother. Son, come on in, man. Come on in. Sis, get him a Bible and a pen and a paper and all that. If you got, and we're answering questions now, so feel free if you have any questions to ask. All right, just to let you know. So yeah, bro, those Egyptians over there are a lot of Turkish people that raped and robbed and murdered the real Egyptians. There are a lot of Greeks that went over there and had babies, but the true Egyptians are still black. Right? Now, I'm not saying that they can't be light-skinned, but we know that the true Egyptians had more African features. Right? Those people over there, they don't look nothing like Africans. Right? So, read that, Isaiah 29 and 2.
Yet I will distress Ariel.
Isaiah 29 and 2, read it from the top.
Woe to Ariel.
No,
I think you're talking about, I was pulling Isaiah 29 and 22.
29 and 22, you're right. Right. 29, 22. 29 and 22, excuse me, correct that. Go ahead.
Therefore, thus said the Lord, who redeemed Abraham, concerning the house of Jacob. Jacob shall not now be ashamed.
Right.
Neither shall his face now wax pale.
Yeah, you got to think about it, man. First of all, the Bible is just telling you straight out, he's never going to be pale. What did the Native Americans call the white man when he got here? Pale face. Exactly. Because the true Native Americans, they're not red. That's the white man. He tried to put that on us. Like, right. Now they did get light skin over time because he raped us. Whether it was the other tribes, the Aztecs, the Mayans, the Incas, or the tribe of Judah. A lot of Judah got raped by them. Benjamin and Levi, West Indians and the Haitians. Right? You got a lot of our people calling themselves Creoles, right? Real light skin, right? Because they was raped by the French. So that's just to prove that over time, there was no such thing as them turning pale or white, okay, to kill that noise. All right, let's jump back to Lamentations 5 and 10.
Our skin was black like an oven because of the terrible famine.
Right, so we went there. Let's go to Lamentations 4 and 8. If you didn't understand that the true Jews were a dark-skinned people, that we derived from different shades of brown, then these scriptures are going to get straight to the point. Go ahead and read that, 4 and 8.
Their visage is blacker than a coal.
Right. When you look up the word visage, it means facial appearance. So their face looked blacker than a coal. You see that?
What scripture was that again?
That was Lamentations 4 and 8.
4 and 8.
Their visage is blacker than a coal. And I'm going to say it again. It doesn't matter that they were going through affliction and captivity. It's still showing you that, they got more dark because of the pain and suffering, but they were still a dark-skinned people. Okay? So we're going to go to, from there, we're going to go to Songs of Solomon 1:5. Because he said their visage is blacker than a coal. Songs of Solomon 1 verse 5.
Songs of Solomon 1 and verse 5.
Songs of Solomon 1 and 5. Wait till you get there. Songs of Solomon. For y'all brothers and sisters online, we're just going to answer these little questions and then move on to the next question, and if nobody has any questions, we're going to go right into class. All right, so go ahead and read that. Lamentations. Go ahead, read it. Song of Solomon. Song of Solomon, 1-5. Come on.
I am black, but comely. O ye daughters of Jerusalem.
Right.
As the tents of Kedar.
Right, so I am black and beautiful. Right? As the tents of Kedar. Now, when you look up Kedar, it literally means black. Right?
In Hebrew?
In Hebrew, it means black also. Yes, dark. Kedar, you read Kedar la Ratazah, which is dark unto the earth in Jeremiah 14:2. So there was a dark-skinned people. Solomon was dark. Now, who was his father? David. Even though, right. Now, if you go all the way back, these have to be dark-skinned people, all the way to Abraham, Isaac, Jacob. They were dark-skinned people. So remember, Abraham lived in Mesopotamia. The Mesopotamians were dark-skinned people. The people of Sumeria was known as the black-headed people. So for Abraham to live there, he had to be black. For him to come out of Sumeria, come out of Mesopotamia, he had to be black. So you're gonna get all these people that color doesn't matter, that doesn't matter. Yeah, the truth matters. You understand? So I know you're gonna be sharing the word, and those are the first things you're gonna hear. Oh, color doesn't matter. It's about Jesus loves. Well, doesn't Jesus love the truth? Well, let's start with the truth. The truth is that the true Jews didn't look like these people. You get that? All right, so read it one more time.
I am black, but comely.
I am black and beautiful. Go ahead.
O ye daughters of Jerusalem. As the tents of Kedar.
Right.
As the curtains of Solomon.
Right. So you got that one. You can go to Job 30:30. That's another one. Job 30:30. And then we'll get Jeremiah 8:21. I'll repeat them again, so no need to rush. And then we'll go to Revelations. We'll go to Revelations 1. We got to go to that one. We got to go to Revelations. So go to Job 30. Where we at?
Job chapter 30, verse 30.
Job 30:30 first. Go ahead.
My skin is black upon me, and my bones are burnt with heat.
There you go. So Job was a black man. Jeremiah is a black man. Solomon is a black man. So-called, right? Because we know in the Hebrew it was dark. It wasn't black, it was dark. Okay, go ahead.
Jeremiah chapter 8 and verse 21. For the hurt of the daughter of my people am I hurt.
Go ahead.
I am black.
Right.
Astonishment had taken hold of me.
So Jeremiah was a so-called black man. So the prophets were so-called black people. So if you go to, there's a book called The Russian Icons. And in the Russian Icons, they have the true images of the true paintings. Before the so-called white man and painted all the images, you had the true images, okay, which were black people. The angels were black. When they depicted Christ, of course, we're going to read that next. Christ was a dark-skinned man. The prophets, the apostles were dark-skinned people. So you got to see that everywhere you look, and then when you tackle them with the history, you not only got the Bible, because you get some people that, the paintings, there's historical paintings that shows they're dark-skinned. So you need all that ammo as you coming in, you're trying to know what the hell you're talking about, and you're trying to be a scholar. You need all that information because people are going to try to hit you from different angles. All right, so let's do that. Revelations 1 verse 13. Let's go there. The main one, which is who they call Jesus Christ, but we know him as Yahweh Shai. Okay, or the Messiah, Mashiach. We got to get him. He's the king. So let's get how he looked. Revelation 1 verse 13.
And in the midst of the 7 candlesticks, one like unto the Son of Man.
Right. So we know the Son of Man is speaking of Jesus Christ. Okay. And I know everybody, well, I don't use the J. We know that. But for people to understand who we're talking about, we got to say Jesus Christ. All right. We know when we talk about him, we say Yahweh Shai. Right. He who saves. Or you hear a lot of brothers say Mashiach, which means the Messiah. Okay. But this is talking about the Messiah. This is talking about the Savior. Go ahead.
Clothed with a garment down to the foot.
Right. Christ had an Israelite garment. You'll see us on Sabbaths. You'll see me. I have a robe on. You'll see the other brothers with robes on. We had Israelite apparel. So he had an Israelite robe down to his foot, not a toga. We didn't dress like that. He had an Israelite garment down to the foot. Go ahead.
And girt about the paps with a golden girdle.
Tonight I don't got my girdle on, but the other night you came. The girdle. A lot of people want to know, well, why you dressed like that? Well, the girdle was how we wore just in regular time, but also when we went to war. And his was golden because it's to show you that Christ was king. You know, he had the best. Go ahead.
His head and his hairs were white like wool.
Right. So now we're understanding that, you know, and they had this, you know, they went over this, y'all remember Donahue? The old talk show host.
Oh, yeah.
Donahue. Yeah, he went over this on their show. Go to YouTube, and he goes over this. You know, and the thing is that they know how Christ looked, but they ain't gonna be teaching their kids that Christ is a black man. You think they're gonna be? They had their kids worshiping, bowing down to that image like they do the other one? Heck no. Not no nappy-headed nigga. I will not have it in my house. And that's why it's funny, because when I talk to the high priest all the time, he reminds me that the image of the beast is the false images they put up. The false image of that Caesar Borgia that is portrayed as Christ. And you look up to that image so much, you're taught to hate yourself. You're taught to hate your skin. You're taught to hate your hair. That's why all the rappers and movie stars and R&B singers, they gotta dye their hair blonde because they hate themselves, man. They're taught this from the youth up. See, but you know that's why when I talk to Judah that's ignorant, they be like, "Oh, you got that good hair." I'm like, "Nah, you got the good hair." You know what I mean? Yeah. Why? Because they start hating. They hate their hair. It's like, yeah, we know that we all have different shade of hair textures, but Judah's been taught to hate their hair. See, but it's showing you that the Son of God had that woolly textured hair. Woolly is not a color. You don't go to the crayon box and then look up where's woolly at. No, he's showing the texture of his hair. Why? Because the Bible speaks in code. It's not going to say Christ was a black man. It's not going to say that. You have all those slave masters back in the days having the Bible. They read Christ as a nigga and they whooping a nigga. Come on, bro. This Bible they would have got all those Bibles, put them in one pile, burnt them up. But it had to last through the Spanish coming over, right? It had to last through these things. Our history had to make it all the way to us for us to see our identity. Or else you'd be still thinking you're black, Afro-American, Nubian, Egyptian. You understand? You wouldn't know. There was a lot of dark-skinned people, nations in the Bible. As a matter of fact, everybody was dark till the white man came through Esau. You see that? But now we come from the line of Shem. We're not Hemitic. We're Shemitic. Christ came from the line of Abraham, okay, which came through the line of Shem. So we'll go over that another time. I know you need all that too, right? Yeah, we'll go over that for you. And it'll be a good refresh for a lot of brothers and sisters. Let's get this. Let's finish this. Go ahead.
As white as snow.
So Christ's hair, he had a full set of gray hair. When he seen him, his whole head was gray. White and woolly. Why? Because it tells you gray represents the wisdom. You see that? So when he seen Christ, he seen him in his full power with wisdom and understanding. All these things are symbolic too. Go ahead.
And his eyes were as a flame of fire.
See, there you go. Why? Why was Christ's eyes red? Go to Genesis 49. It's going to tell you and show you about the tribe of Judah. It was the characteristic that Christ, Yahweh Shai had to come in so we can know he was of the tribe of Judah, and the tribe of Judah was black people. Okay? And the way it was is that he fulfilled the prophecy on how he looked, how he walked, he acted, what he did. He fulfilled the prophecies. So Yahweh Shai is fulfilling the prophecy that's in Genesis 49 and 12. Read that.
His eyes shall be red with wine.
Right. So why was his eyes red in Revelations? Because he was fulfilling the prophecy. Yeah, we know Judah, their eyes are red because a lot of wine, a lot of trial and tribulation because you're drinking because of mourning. Yeah, not saying you're supposed to be drinking and be a drunkard, but it was just a characteristic of our people. Okay, their eyes were going to be red. Go ahead.
And his teeth white with milk.
Right, and the teeth white with milk, what represents health, man, represents the beauty of our people and what they were going to become. You know, they used to do the old pictures, the old signs. You know, they had the so-called Negro real dark. You know what I mean? The only thing you can see is his eyes, the yolk of his eyes, and his teeth. Right. So this was a, huh?
Blackface.
Yeah, exactly. Go ahead.
That was it.
Right, so jump back to Revelations. I'm not moving too fast, am I?
No.
Okay, all right.
Verse 15. And his feet like unto fine brass.
There you go. So Christ was already, man, we don't got the brass one up here. Christ was already, this is brass. See, this is brass right here. He was already this color. Go ahead.
As if they burned.
Look what happens when you burn brass. It don't turn yellow. No, bruh. Christ was black. That means Christ was chocolate. Like, look at that.
Gotcha.
You understand? So, yeah, they don't want to bring that out, man, because it's empowering our people. That's why all the superheroes, Iron Man, Batman, Superman, Spider-Man, you know what I mean, Wonder Woman, everybody got to be black, because that's empowering me. Everybody got to be white, but that's empowering to the white people. For the kids to grow up and say, hey, I'm everybody. Who are you, nigga? Oh, you're the guy that helps me out. You know what I mean? Every superhero, they're like, yeah, we're gonna let him in. Oh, you thought Black Panther was you? No, that's a Hamite. That's an African. Yeah, Black Panther came out. We got Black Panther. That's an African. They won't put a real brother up in there. You know what I mean? Just like they didn't put a real brother in the presidency. You understand? They put a Hamite. What?
And when they did characters like Hancock, who's like
right. He's a drunk, and his weakness is what? A white woman.
Yeah. Oh, damn.
That's mockery, but that's what they do because it's about imagery. It's about keeping our people down. It's all these things. The white man. I was reading that article the other day. They said they're conspiracy theorists. Like it's a conspiracy when you know damn well what you're doing with the media. They're not teaching or empowering our children. That's why we have to. You understand? We got to show them how to love themselves and raise themselves up. Man, my kids are lighter than me, but I make sure I tell them, listen, you better respect that dark skin, because when Christ come back, you understand? Christ is gonna be black as hell. They're gonna be like, wow, wait a minute, I never knew that. You know, why you think every knee is gonna bow? Yeah, because the power of Christ is coming in. But what these white folks, what you think they're gonna say when they see a black man coming out of heaven? They're going to be astonished. They're going to be crying and getting their shotguns ready to kill him. Why? Because they at that point, they're going to know he ain't coming for me. He's coming to whoop my butt. Go ahead. What else we got?
And his voice as a sound of many waters.
Right. So just showing you even in this vision, Christ was dark-skinned, right? When you go to the angels, and you can throw this in your notes, Ezekiel 1, just write down Ezekiel 1, like in 4, it tells you that the angels were amber. They were dark. They were brown. Okay? Just to throw that in there. So, those are a few scriptures on color. All right? And then it gets deeper. It gets deeper. You can go to all the other scriptures to show that the heathen painted over the images. They gave us false images. First Maccabees 3:48. Write that down. We're not going to get it because I'm going to jump to the next question. But
Maccabees 3 and 8?
First Maccabees 3 verse 48. Yeah. So does anybody else have any other questions? Anything? Oh, what's your name, brother?
Stacy.
Stacy, you got Stacy.
Yeah. It's been that long, huh?
Wow. Holy crap. Yeah, it's been a long time. How long has it been?
5, 6.
Holy crap. I didn't even notice you, huh?
So I walked in here like that. Like, yeah, bro, gonna be surprised.
Wow. Okay, I mean, did you have any question on it? Okay. All right, so anybody you got anything on?
Well, I had something, but it really wasn't pertaining to.
Oh, it's any question. We're open for any question right now.
Well, the other day I was reading something in Exodus and in Numbers, and what it's telling me is about it's a salt covenant. Have you ever heard of a salt covenant? And actually, is that something? Because in here it says something about forever, and is that something that it comes up in the New Testament since it's forever? Or
show me what scripture so I can understand where you at.
Well, it comes.
Cause it's not coming to mind.
Numbers. Let's say Numbers 18 and 19, chapter 18 and 19.
So Numbers 18 and 19. Okay, read that.
Numbers chapter 18, verse 19.
Uh-huh. Oh, I'm in the wrong chapter.
All the heave offerings of the holy things
Uh-huh.
which the children of Israel offer unto the Lord,
Uh-huh.
have I given thee and thy sons and thy daughters with thee by a statute forever.
Right. So he's talking to the priests here, and he's talking about the offerings that were offered up to the priests. He's saying that was given to them. Okay, what was there something else you were saying?
No,
That was it?
It was just when he just said it was a covenant of salt, basically forever.
Oh, okay. Go ahead and read
I was
on.
thinking, was it?
It is a covenant of salt forever before the Lord unto thee and to thy seed with thee.
Right, because it was the covenant to where they were going to have for them to, these covenants, they were going to do what with it? A lot of this sacrifices were to do what? Who knows? There you go. They were to eat. So that would be to them throughout the generation. That's all he was saying. Yeah. Yeah. Anything else? Anybody got anything? Stacy, wow. Whew. Yeah, bro. It's been a long time. I'll check online. Let me see if anybody got anything online. And if y'all got anything, now's the time. It's Shabbat, man. Yeah, we're going to be here tomorrow in the morning too. But if y'all want to ask the questions now, feel free. We got anything on there? Okay. All right, I'll give them a few more seconds. Anything? Sisters, brothers? Nothing? Yeah.
What was the meaning of Yahweh Shah again?
He who saves. He who saves. And remember, we know that the man they call the Christ, right, has many names. But we knew that he was, above all the names, the Savior. That we was waiting for the Savior. But he was called many names, given many titles, in specific times. We got a class on that too. So, did you subscribe to the channel yet?
Yes, sir.
Like a lot of the.
I think you said y'all have a new channel.
This is kind of the new one. The other channel got all of our videos.
Okay, yeah, that's the one I subscribed to.
Okay, yeah, that like a lot of these questions, also like topics, you can go through and you're gonna get those actual just full of topics on that also. So check it out, and then and I'm not saying not to ask still. I'm just saying that that's at your disposal. Exactly. All right. So nobody has anything. Nothing online? Okay. Nothing else in here? Let's go ahead and go into tonight's class. Tonight, I titled this class the first resurrection. So we're going to get to that point, but we're going to first talk about what you have to resurrect from. So let's go to Luke 9 verse 60. Let's get this out real quick. Time to fly, man. For y'all that don't know, I'm gonna say it again while y'all here. Yeah, I know a few of y'all. Classes from Fridays is from 6 to 9. Then Mondays and Wednesdays is from 7 to 10. So go ahead and read that. Luke 9 verse 60.
Yahushua said unto him,
Go ahead.
Let the dead bury their dead. But go thou and preach the kingdom of the Most High.
Right. Let the dead bury their dead. So what happened at this point in time to this individual that he had to tell him that? Yeah.
His father had died. He wanted to go, suffer him to basically go, basically to the funeral in that ancient time.
Right.
And he was like, let the dead bury their dead.
But who was that guy? The story doesn't go in depth, but according to what we read, read verse 58.
And Yahushua said unto him, Foxes have holes, and birds of the air have nests.
Right.
But the Son of Man hath not where to lay his head.
Right. Go ahead.
And he said unto him, unto another, Follow me. But he said, Lord, suffer me first to go and bury my father.
Right. So who was Christ talking to? A person that what?
Had heard it, kind of received the knowledge.
There you go.
But he was still like had ties into the world.
Right. So this is a person that he went and taught. And what did this person tell him? I want to see if y'all catching it. What did the person say?
I gotta go bury my father. Let me go bury my father first. And if you bury him, I'm assuming let me have a time to grieve a little bit first.
Right.
After that, I'm gonna come and holler at you.
That's
not what it says.
Let me go do this real quick. I know I was called. I know you gave me the knowledge, but let me go do this first. And Christ said, let the what?
The dead bury their dead.
Let the what?
The dead bury their dead.
Now what is he saying?
People that are not awoke, or people
There you go. People that are not awoke. What does he call them? They're dead. You understand that? When we're out there in the world, you're dead. Now, a lot of people don't understand that. A lot of people think they're living. A lot of people think they're breathing, but they don't understand that they're the zombies. All these zombie series, they're the zombies. Now, the reason I'm going over this is for purpose. To show y'all that if you don't realize that your works, your mind, your spirit was dead, a lot of time when you come in the truth, you're not going to get a purpose. Because you're still thinking, oh no, I can go live that life. And I'm living. Christ said, you're dead. A lot of people don't come to that reality. They get the truth, they get the wisdom, they get the Bible, they know they're Hebrew Israelite, but you're still doing dead works. You're still in a dead mind state. You want to be with those dead friends. You want to be with your dead family members. Why? Because you can't let go. That's what he was telling him. Think about it. How many funerals did Christ go to? Because a lot of brothers got this wrong. They think you're supposed to tell a brother every time he want to go to a funeral, brother, let the dead bury the dead. Nah, bro. Did Christ go to funerals? Okay. So let's put the whole Bible in context. Because if not, you'll be thinking like, oh, I can't go to no funerals. Of course you can go to funerals. The scriptures say be quick to visit the sick. Right? The scriptures say be to mourn for the dead. So Christ is not saying don't never go to a funeral again in your life. He's not saying that. What he's saying is what?
That those that are not awoke, bury those that
See them before they dead.
Huh?
See them before they die.
Don't put that before the Most High's word.
There you go. He's saying, don't put this before what I have you doing. Why though? Why did he say that? Why?
Basically, to not give anybody a reason to have an excuse.
True.
There's nothing you can do for the dead man anyway.
True. Which is right. Both of y'all right. What else? Because the people out there, the dead people deal with dead things. They're dead. I know you're like, yeah, I get that. But do you really? Because a lot of people don't understand. You still would deal with dead things. And you hold on to them. And you hold them tight because you're afraid to live. This class is about, are you living or are you dead? What do you still want? What do you want to do for the Most High? You want to resurrect, or you want to stay and be in the dead zone? They had a series back in the days called the Dead Zone. You want to be in the dead zone, or do you want to really live? A lot of brothers hold on to these things, man, and they gotta let them go. And that's who Christ is talking to. Let that stuff go, because it's holding on to you. You come into the truth, and you don't want to share with everybody because you know they're gonna switch on you. You see them switch on this brother, this sister. You hear it about in class. Yeah, my mom turned, like you said the other day. You was like, yeah, I got the truth. My mom had my stuff on the front lawn. She was like, you in your room too much. You studying too much. What's going on in there? Something's fishy. Brothers hear that and they're like, man, everybody gonna turn on me? Yeah. But everybody that's dead. You see that? So you gotta understand what the world is. That's why you come into the truth. A lot of people come to the truth and they're sad. You're a sad puppy. Why? Because you're now restrained. You're restrained. I gotta do what? I gotta be a preacher. Well, I just was gonna do the church thing. Come to class, hallelujah, praise the Lord, and like y'all niggas is too serious. Streets, corners, you like looking at brothers on corners and giving their life up and passing out flyers, and then you see the change. That's the only way you're gonna make the change. I'm gonna tell y'all, I've been telling a lot of new brothers and sisters that if you think this is church, you better go in that Bible and think again. Because was Christ telling him to come to church or dig in his feet? Or dig in? He weren't. Listen, I'm going to say it and say it again. He could have just told him, listen, meet me out at the beach every Sabbath. I'll see you out there. Nah. He was like, come with me, follow me. Get ready to do what I'm going to do. If it was just about hearing the word and not being a doer, then why did Christ just say, okay, my son, you heard me preach. Be filled. Go thy way. Because it's more than that. It's more than that. So we got to remember this, man. This is why he said, let the dead bury the dead. That's their dead works. Right? You get dragged out. Your brothers is, now you got to be in class. How old are you, though? How old are you? What you mad about? You did all your partying. You did all your sluttery, if that's even a word, right? You did all your clubbing. You did all your booty popping, men and women, right? You come to the truth and you're like, so I can't go have a drink no more, brother? Like, you did that. 4 a.m. in the morning, partying, right? Go right to work. But for the truth, you get sad. You're like, why we got to be here so long? Because you haven't came to life yet. You got to understand those works are dead. So read it one more time. Come on.
And Yahweh said unto him,
Yeah.
Let the dead bury their dead.
Yeah, they're dead out there. Let them deal with the dead things. Go to Luke 15:32.
Luke chapter 15, verse 32.
Right, Luke 15:32.
It was meet that we should make merry.
Right.
And be glad.
Read.
For this thy brother is dead. Was dead.
Thy brother was what?
Was dead.
Now, if y'all know this chapter is talking about the prodigal son. Okay? And I didn't want to put the whole chapter in there because we'd be here all night. I got a lot of scriptures. But this chapter is talking about the prodigal son. He goes out there and he goes and craps all his wealth off. He goes back in the mire, in the dirt, in the filth. He goes back out there in the world. So the father is reminding him, my son was dead. He did those dead things. How many of us look at the world like that?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that's dead. That's death. But how many of us get their feelings hurt when your family start cutting you off? When the woman you really want her to be in the truth with you? You really want her to come? And you can tell in her spirit that she ain't with it? You know how many brothers and sisters we go through that? Or the man. You really want him to be in the truth? And then next you know, he's like, I'm not into that. But then it like stops you from living. It stops you from your purpose. See, this is what we got to see. This is the reality of this knowledge. And a lot of people don't want to bear witness to that. And that's why you come into truth and you're not productive. You come into truth and you're not doing nothing. Right? Because this is secondary. You know what I mean? This is church to you. This can't be church no more. It's got to be real, man. That's the only way. Your kids are watching your example. Your wife is watching your example. Your husband is watching your example. The nation is watching your example. Yahweh Shai doesn't want a double dutcher. He don't want you. You know what I mean? Hebrew Israelite today, next minute I'm not. Nah, it starts, man. And what does it start with? It starts with the law. It starts with the change. Yes, it starts with your beard. You know what I mean? You let your beard grow and they're like, what's that about right there? A beard? It's like, hey, when you gonna cut that? That's it. It's done. It's here now. It ain't going nowhere. You see that? And not for the fad. We know we got a Rick Ross fad that's taken this, that's made it a long way. Not for the beard fad, but really knowing, oh, I need my beard. I ain't trying to be Mr. Sexy Guy no more. Right? I'm going to do what the Most High said in the law. I'm going to put on my fringes. I'm going to put away the pork, shrimp, crab, and lobster. But are you doing it with a real heart, or are you doing it like, man? Now, I know y'all are saying this. Nah, I love the Most High. I love righteousness. But at what point and what line did you draw? And say, yeah, I give away the pork, shrimp, crab, lobsters, Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas. But when I got to give away that pride, I don't know about that. When I got to start being humble and meek and brotherly and long-suffering and patient and kind and gentle, man, y'all working on my nerves now. See, those are the things that really start working on you. So this Bible, in no disrespect to what we do to people online, teaching online, it's more than just watching people online street speak. Being like, yeah, these cats is hard. Okay. All right. Now what? Y'all see that? So this is what he's saying. The dead. These guys are dead, man. The people you work with, they're dead. Look in their eyes. It's sad. You know, my ribs come home, they talk about people at work. They're like, they're just sad puppies on drugs. They can't make it to the next day without popping Xannies. They can't make it to the next day without drinking. You know what I mean? They one drag, they kill a whole Newport. Oh. like that Newport is relieving them and life is, you know what I mean? Why? Because they don't got no power, purpose in their life. They're not doing nothing for nothing. They're dead. Read it again, come on.
It was meet that we should make merry,
right,
and be glad,
right?
For this thy brother was dead.
Yeah, thy brother was dead. He was destroyed for the lack of knowledge. He rejected the knowledge. We're going to go there too. Go ahead.
And is alive again.
Right.
And was lost and is found.
If y'all know the story, he wasn't lost. This cat was wilding out. He took all his riches, man, and he was partying. And when he got deep in the mire, then he realized, wait a minute, why am I here? Let me get back up and go live like my father. You see that? He wasn't lost. He just went back out there and started doing the things that was of dead people. I want to go back into the clubs. I got to do everything in my mind to get this Israelite thing out of my head. Because it got me. Yes! The Bible said you're a prisoner. Stop getting mad at that. You know, I feel like I'm a prisoner. I got to change the way I dress, I walk, I talk. Yes! You got to be the new man. Why are you angry? Well, you know why you're angry? Because you like dead works. You miss it. You know what I mean? You miss the late night. You know what I mean? Where you just pick any chick up from the club. You know what I mean? Pick any dude up from the club. You miss that. That's why I said. That's why this class is about to make you think and say, dang, man, why get upset? Why get lonely? All of a sudden you in the truth, you that lonely, brother? Because you ain't gave in, bro. You ain't gave in. I keep saying it. I'm happy. I'm joyous. I love what I do. Why? Because I know what it is. Don't come in here with that, I'm still searching mine. You go be, yeah, I did that Hebrew Israelite thing, now I'm a Muslim. Yeah, I did that Muslim thing, I did that Hebrew Israelite thing, now I'm a 5%er. Then until, you know what, I just went back and selling drugs. I'm back to that. You gonna get lost right back into the dead zone. You gotta know what you want. Right? Where your treasure is, there will your heart be also. What do you treasure in life? Huh? It don't make sense yet? That our people are the ones trodden and beating down, that the clubs ain't gonna help you, the Xannies ain't gonna help you, the drugs ain't gonna help you. That's the dead zone. You don't get that by now? Think about it. If you don't get that by now, look at your age. When the hell are you gonna get it? When are you gonna get it? And that's what's wrong with our people. They in baby boy state. We got to see, man, we got to put away childish things. Come on, read on.
That was it.
All right, go from there. Go to Luke, 1 Timothy 5, verse 6. So these first scriptures just show us, man, that old life was death. That old life, the old ways, the old things is death. Read that. 1 Timothy 5, verse. You know what? Read 1 Timothy. You're going to read 5 and 4. I'm at 6, right? 1 Timothy 5. Yeah, and 5.
1 Timothy chapter 5, verse 5.
1 Timothy. Yeah, 5 and 5. Go ahead.
Now she that is a widow indeed and desolate, trusted in God,
right,
and continued in supplications and prayers.
Right. What should be done, right? Not these widows these days. They trying to get liposuction and look like their daughter online. You know what I mean? You look at the real housewives of this, real housewives of that. You look at the little scanny, slutted dressed daughter. What the mom doing now? She trying to suck it all out, get fake boobs, get fake butt, and match her daughter. It ain't, the widows ain't, remember what I was saying earlier? They're not sitting down and telling the young daughters, hey, keep your virginity. Treasure that. They're telling them, girl, you go like Nicki Minaj. I was listening to Nicki Minaj talk about that the other day. She was like, I realized I've been with one man this whole time. Right? For the last such and such years. She's like, I gotta get out here. Like now she's teaching all the kids, like little Rihanna. I'm trying to think of a little raunchy Rihanna. She's trying to do what? Teach them how to keep your butt out, keep your boobs out, keep your breasts out. They're not teaching them nothing. You see? But the widows back in the ancient days and the righteous sisters now, there is a goal, a mission when you do get old. Not to desire what you missed out on, but to be example for the next generation now. Go ahead.
And prayers night and day.
Go ahead.
But she that liveth in pleasure.
But she that liveth in what?
In pleasure.
And she lives in what?
In pleasure.
She lives in pleasure. But the women that lives in pleasures
is dead.
Is what?
Is dead.
A lot of our young sisters, they're missing out. In their head, they get the knowledge and get the truth. A lot of y'all come in at a young age, and then you like, man, am I missing out on something? Are you? How many times you gonna get ran through? Right? You were already abused as a child and touched inappropriately by your uncle, by your daddy, by your cousin. Like, I don't get it with Israel, man. Israel loves pain. You like it. So what did you do? You want that pleasure again that's gonna cause you pain? You know what I mean? That's why I told my daughter yesterday. I'm like, she trying to run her mouth and talk about, she's only 14. I said, stop. I said, you complaining like you got daddy issues. I said, you get the belt less than the other two. I said, you're not going to be running around here, put it in your head that you got daddy issues. I sit there, I talk to you, I give you what you want, we do what you want. I say, you're not neglected, you spoiled. You know what I mean? You spoiled like those little white folks in the suburbs, but you're not neglected. We talk with our kids. I sit down, talk to them. How you doing? What's on your mind? What's going on? I don't just drown myself in a 40 ounce. You know what I mean? So I had to check her real quick, man, before she tried to come in this young worldly mind of, you know what, I was neglected as a child, or I was restrained so much, I got to live my life with pleasures. Pleasures that's going to bring forth death. Go ahead, so read it again. Come on.
But she that liveth in pleasure is dead.
So what are we finding out? That the things of the world are death. That the things of this life are death. Why are you holding on to them? You know, why? You holding on to your dead mama. She keep trying to put that dead spirit on you. Right? Your dead rib, your dead husband. He trying to drag you into the dead zone. Instead of locking into what Christ wants and living. Locking into the knowledge what the Most High want. See, but that's what you got to want too. What the Most High say about a double-minded man?
Unstable in all his ways.
A double-minded man is what?
Unstable in all his ways.
Unstable in all his ways. You can't come to the Most High double-minded and unsure. Go ahead, finish that.
While she liveth.
Right, while she liveth. How is that possible? You're saying, well, how is it possible for a person to be dead how they live? Jump back to Luke 15 and you're going to jump to verse 13. And we're going to go there afterwards. We're going to go, how is it possible to be alive but be dead? Now you're getting resurrection, the first resurrection. The first resurrection has you, it's you. You're the first resurrection. You're resurrecting now. You're coming out and shedding all that old man, old woman, the old ways. But that's only if you want. If you want to live. Go ahead, read that.
Luke chapter 15 and verse 13.
15 and 13. Go ahead.
And not many days after, the younger son gathered all together.
Right.
And took his journey into a far country.
Right.
And there wasted his substance with riotous living.
See? So why was he dead? What was he doing was dead. Nobody shot him in the face or stabbed him with a sword. You know what made him dead when he came back? He wanted to party, man. He said he lived riotous. He just wanted to party. I just want to be free. When I want to drink a beer, I don't want to have you in my conscience telling me, man, read the Bible. That's how worldly people talk. I don't want to have you in my conscience telling me, man, I got to be in the spirit. That's how brothers and sisters, when we talk to them, they'll give you that. Here you go again with that Bible talk. Then what you here for then? Then what you here for? You know what I'm going to talk about. Right? When you tell your family members that, here you go with that Bible talk. That's why, you know what? You're dead. I'm not, when I get that, I'm like, I ain't got nothing else to say to you. I'm not going to argue with you. Right? This word is free. You know, I'm not here to force this. And that's what we got to understand. You can't force nobody. You can't force your mama. I always say it. My daughter's right now 14 years old. Yeah, I can still put the belt to her. But truthfully, I can't force her. She's going to have to desire this from her heart. If not, that's between her and Christ. When she get older, she hit 18, she's either going to say, listen, I'm going to stay in the spirit or go out there and be a little hoe. I can't do nothing. Same thing with my son, right? I can teach him all I want. I sit down with him all the time. We read the scriptures together. I tell him, well, he 18. It's his decision, right? So you can't force people. Don't never think that. Don't drive yourself crazy. Don't oversleep on it. Just understand, man, be gentle, kind, long-suffering. Give them the word. If they don't want it, it's on them. But because why don't they want it? A lot of them just want to still be riotous. Rebellious. Rebellious to what, though? Because Israelites use that a lot. Oh, you just wicked. You rebellious. But why? Why are they rebellious and wicked? But why, though? Why?
Because they want to stay dead.
They want to stay there, but they want to party, bro. Yeah. They want to party. I don't want no rules. Yeah, like you said, you're right, sis, to the law. But because the law is what? Rules. I got to wear a dress, put a head cover. It's like, I don't want no rules. They don't want rules, man. And that's why they run a lot. They run because they don't want order. Right? The scriptures say for the very true beginning of her talking about wisdom is the desire of discipline. They don't want discipline. You understand? They don't want that. And that's what this life is. Abstinence. The Bible talks about abstinence in the Apocrypha. They don't want to abstain. They want to, you hear that? Next door, that's what they want to do. They want to party. They want to dance. They want to be on Instagram showing their spandex off. That's what they want. They want to be on Snapchat, spandex out. Talk about. Y'all know what's up. Everyone you slide through is what? Some chick in spandex. That's their life. Lonely with they spandex and they cat. Until they burn enough and then they meet a dirty nigga online and get what they want. Our people love death, man. Go ahead.
Verse 14. And when he had spent all, there arose a mighty famine in the land. And he began to be in want.
No, read that one more time. We're not going to go into this whole thing, but just read 13 one more time.
And not many days after, the younger son gathered all together and took his journey into a far country. And there wasted his substance with riotous living.
Right, he wasted, because you know people in the world, they don't know nothing about real taking care of their life. They don't know about taking care of themselves. They don't know about taking care of their mind, spirit, and body. You learn that in the truth. Out there in the world, man, you drink till your liver bursts. You know what I mean? You pop pills to you know, they teach you to pop pills and drugs, man, till you damn, like one of these rappers just pass away in the night. They ain't cared about their mind. Spirit, come on. Spirit, talk to people about spiritual things. They look at you like, what is that? If it ain't a 30 second video, about 3 to 4 minute video, they ain't hearing about it. So you got to look at what the dead zone is. The scriptures is telling you what they are. It's that riotous living. It's that partying. It's that being able to bend off. You know, like that. I talk with the brother, and I'm like, if you do this, this is going to give you discipline. I've been saying it for the last few days. If you want to become a monk, a ninja, what are you going to do? Yeah, you can learn online on YouTube while eating a sandwich, talking about, here, look, I know the karate moves, right? Or you could go join the missionary up in the Tibet mountains and be there, right? But what is that going to take? They all wear the same thing. They all wear that orange robe, right? Right? They all shave their head bald. They all eat at the same time. Why? Because that's their program. Same thing for the Most High. When you look at all the Israelites, you see the same thing. They all got their beard. They all got their fringes. They all serve one true God. Right? See, but a lot of our people don't want that because it takes discipline and work. So jump from there, go from there. So y'all seeing this about the dead zone, right? What is it to be dead? Well, to be in the world, to be in the worldly mind, to be in the worldly thoughts. We're gonna go further into that. Go to Ephesians 4, verse 18. Let's get a little more in depth. Let's get a little more in depth about the dead zone. Ephesians 4:18. Come on, read that.
Ephesians chapter 4, verse 18.
And Max, you're going to get me Ephesians 2 and 12. Ephesians 4 and 18. Go ahead.
Having the understanding darkened, being alienated.
Right. So, what made us in the world? What made us dead? Read it again.
Having the understanding darkened, being alienated from the life of the Most High.
Right. Having the understanding darkened. So what makes you dead? Your mind darkened. You being alienated. You know why they're dead? Because they're alienated from what? Come on.
The truth.
Read it again.
The life of the Most High.
Read it again from the top.
Having the understanding darkened.
See, no, not yet. Not yet. It says they had their understanding darkened. The way they think. Right? The way what they learned about Jesus Christ is darkened. They think it's about saying hallelujah, but no works with it. So that's what makes them dead. So when the scriptures say you will be like a dog returning back to the vomit is the dead zone. You go back to the vomit. You go back to the ways of the world, to doing what you were doing. Like Adam, he tried to sow leaves and hide amongst all the other trees. All that meant was Adam tried to hide amongst all the other nations so nobody can identify who he is. But he could not be hid, the Bible says. The Most High gave him too much wisdom and power. Go ahead.
Being alienated from the life of the Most High.
See? When you're dead, you're alienated. Most High not, he's not wanting that. Right? He's not wanting what you're ready to offer. He's not wanting that. Because all you're offering is for you, your flesh. What you do? Get up, drink your coffee, go to work. Don't pray. Your life is to do your will. Right? Your thoughts. Right? You do your partying, go to church on Sunday, come back, same thing. Zombie mode. Black Friday, let me go kill everybody for that TV. Right? Christmas, Thanksgiving, you got your turkey. Christmas, you got your presents. Zombie mode. So here's the question. Who are you going to be a prisoner for? the Most High, the truth, righteousness, what makes you free, or you're going to be a prisoner for the world. Because you're trading. You know that, right? Y'all know that, right? You're trading. A lot of people, I know the way I'm wording it is for a reason. Just to show you that it's not a game. A lot of people think, oh, I'm going to come in the truth, and next you know, that's it. I'm free. Yes, you are free. But Paul himself said, you're the Most High's bondman. You see that? He said, I'm a prisoner for Christ. That's real, man. That's real. But when you start to love it, you start to see, you know what? Nah, I'm not free. But I am free. I'd rather be a slave to the Most High than a slave to the white man in America. Many times over. I always say it right now, and just bear with me on this analogy. If they try to say the Bible's a comic book, well, this Bible has done more for me than a white man has ever done for me in their life. I will believe this till I die. Why? Because it's reality for me. This is what's changed my mind, my spirit, my thoughts, my actions. So if you're claiming it's a fairy tale, okay, the fairy tales work. Because it's working. I seen people change off of this. But did they change? What did you do for them, white man? You gave them war, the military, the police. You gave them politics. Man, I don't know about y'all, man, but nah, that ain't in me. Go ahead, read.
Through the ignorance that is in them.
Right. See, you see this? The ignorance. So this is what pulls you into the being dry bones. See, this is what pulls you into being the dead bones. The dead person. Because the ignorance, darkened, foolishness, riotous living. So now you got to start back to live your purpose. Why were you called? For a purpose. They don't have purpose. That's why they're sad. That's why they're lonely. That's why everybody's trying to be a star. Because they don't got no purpose. You see that? You know that, right? We have brothers and sisters that come in the truth and they still sad. They're still down. They're still unfocused. Why? Because they come in with this mind and fighting their purpose. So you got to understand, you can't fight your purpose. Because if you do, you're going to destroy yourself. I've seen brothers and sisters come in, leave worse. Because everything is force according to them. Right? It is force. So you'll hear me say this a lot about a cult, right? A cult, you're force, right? You're pressure. You shouldn't be that in the truth. When you get the knowledge is pressuring you. I shouldn't have to constantly tell you, brother, listen, or wife, listen, you got to wear a dress. Because you are being forced then. You should already know that was the commandments. But you know what people come in and do? You don't want to be imprisoned. So you are in a cult. You are forced. And that's why people look out that Israelites you're a cult. Why? Because you can't stand for righteousness for yourself and say, what? A cult? No, I do this out of free will. I do this from my heart. No, anybody tell me that damn man is, I look at them like, I'll laugh at them. Why? Because I'm doing this from free will. Yeah, my dad gave me the truth, right? But it was a certain time where I had to say, I even told my dad, I was like, I got to get my own name. I got to know I'm doing this for me. You got to be like that, man. It's got to happen. Because if not, you'll be the statistic. The Hebrew Israelite, and then down the road, you'll be done with that. The Hebrew Israelite fad, because you know there is such a thing, right? There's a Hebrew Israelite fad. Did y'all know that? It's dying down now, but you go online. Everybody got a fake Hebrew name. Everybody so-called head cover, but you go go through their little feed and what? They ain't keeping the laws. They ain't doing the will of the Most High. They the ones out on the Sabbath day partying, talking about. But the rest of it's a fad. It is a fad. It shouldn't be with you. If you're going to be a true believer, then believe. Don't be fake, man. Come on, read.
Because of the blindness of their heart.
You see that? Because of the blindness of their heart. And that's what alienates. That's what alienates them from the truth. Because they don't want to hear this. It don't matter, like the chick at the, you don't do Thanksgiving? She told me at the bank. I said, no. She said, why not? I said, because obvious reasons. Number one, my people were slaughtered on that day. You know what I mean? That would be the first and foremost, right? So she said, so you don't celebrate Christmas either. I said, is Christmas in the Bible? You know, it was a quick ride through the bank, but just to show them that, like, but that should get people to think and search. But everybody's still dead. She's gonna go right along with her zombie mode. See, alienated, separate from the Most High. Go to the next one. Ephesians 2, verse 15.
Ephesians chapter 2, verse 15.
Having
abolished in his flesh the enmity, even the law of commandments contained in ordinances.
Wait. Is it? Hold on. I think I might have. It's Ephesians 2 and 12. Excuse me. Ephesians 2, verse 12.
Ephesians chapter 2, verse 12.
Go ahead.
That at that time you were without Christ.
Right. So, what makes you dead? You were alienated. You were ignorant as hell. You were riotous living. You were without Yahweh Shai. You didn't have him. No matter what you had, how many crosses you had on you're talking about, you know what? You know, Jesus, he right here. He's always right here. Nah, he wasn't there because you didn't do the works. Yeah, he knew you, but he knew you as a what? A beast. Dead. A zombie. I'm not saying Christ didn't love you because you got the truth, right? What I'm saying is that you didn't live for Christ, though. So stop thinking you do when you're out there in the world and in that worldly mind. Stop thinking that. Because if you don't reject everything you thought that was from the world, then you're not going to let your cup be filled in the knowledge. Watch, hold that. Let me throw one in there that I didn't have. Go to Ephesians, what is it? Go to Colossians 3 and 9 first. Let me throw these two in there. Go to Colossians 3 and 9. Go ahead and read that, and then we'll go to Ephesians 4:24.
Colossians chapter 3, verse 9.
Go ahead.
Lie not one to another.
Do what?
Lie not one to another.
You gotta stop lying, man. Well, the world wasn't all that bad, but the truth is, you gotta stop lying. That's the first step. Read.
Seeing that you put off the old man with his deeds.
See, you got to put off the old man, the old woman, right? Go ahead.
And have put on the new man, which is renewed in knowledge.
Right, so the new man, the new woman is renewed in knowledge. In knowledge. So what you thought you knew in the world was the dead zone. It is the dead zone. I'm not talking about you know how to make spaghetti. I'm not talking about because you know how to change a tire. We're talking about the dead mind, the ways of the world, with no purpose, no reason to live. That's what made you dead. That's what made you the old man, the old woman. So if he's saying put on the new man, I got to reject that old alienated mindset. Because that's what's alienating you from the Most High. That's what's keeping you from the knowledge of the truth. Waking up, getting stronger. You know why people come in and don't move forward in the knowledge? Because you're still trying to hang on. And you can't do great things for the Most High in Christ. You can't do bigger things. Okay, yes, you come in The scriptures say when you ought to be teachers, you need someone to teach you. You get that. You get here, you learn it, but you're supposed to start living it. Then you're supposed to start applying it. Then you're supposed to start understanding what you need to move from there. The Most High chose you as kings and priests. But what happens is you stay in the seats. You stay in first grade, second grade, and you never move on because you're still being alienated because of things that's pulling you from the world. Don't let those things pull you, man. Don't let those things take the knowledge away from you. You come in with zeal, with power, with strength. You come in with, I'm an Israelite, But you've been in those seats for like 9 years. Like, okay, Hebrew Israelite, what you doing? Like, what you gonna do? Oh, you just want notes? You gonna have like notes on notes on notes, 9 years of notes. When you gonna start being the teacher, the priest, that the Most High chose you to be? That's why I said, man, this is not a fad. The Most High chose you for a purpose, for a calling. Now, that's works, right? That need to be done. But are you changing within yourself? Or are you still saying the same nine years you came in, you still the guy that deals with anger that way? Like you did back in the days. But you've been 9 years in the truth. You ain't growing. You're supposed to have been put off the old man. But I'm trying to show y'all why. The reason why is because a lot of brothers and sisters, man, you're still hanging on to the old stuff. You can't move forward. When I came in, man, when I came in, I was born in the truth, but when I actually got my butt up and start doing the works of the Most High at 15, I wanted to be everything my teachers were. I wanted to do great things. I just didn't want to sit in class and be the young man that ran and grabbed the books and the bags and the signs. I wanted to be more than that. I wanted to do something great. I watched all those brothers, man, back in the 90s teach. I was like, wow. Look at that guy. Y'all see the brothers online? You know what it took? Sacrifice, love, dedication, sitting and listening and learning. That's what you're supposed to be on, man. What great things I can do for the Most High. But if you ain't put off the old man, if you ain't stop lying to yourself, then you're not going to move forward. Go ahead.
After the image of him that created him.
Yeah, that's what we're supposed to be pushing for. Yahweh Shai. Wait a minute. You reached perfection already? You got brothers and sisters like, I did it. I did the great works. I've been in truth 3 years. Like, whoa. 3 hard years of your butt getting numb. You ready to go to the next stage, You ready to go to the next stage, sister? Right? Go to Ephesians 4:24.
Ephesians chapter 4, verse 24.
Right?
And that ye put on that new man.
That you put on the what?
New man.
But do you think the things of the world are old? That is the question. Do you have a true purpose now? If I went around and said, listen, what's your purpose, You're going to tell me the whole duty of man. Serve the Most High and keep his commandments. Come. All Israelites, that's what, do you know we're supposed to be born with that? So, come. I get that. You're supposed to serve the law. That's supposed to be in you. When your kids wake up, right? Think about it. Your kids are in the truth. You're teaching them. You ain't got pork, shrimp, crab, lobster in your house anymore. Hey, growing up Hebrew Israelites. Right? That's going to be in them. But what then after it's in them? After it's in them, the law, now they got to do the works in the spirit. Right? Come? So you got to think about this. There's more works than just, I kept the law. Y'all understand that? There's more works than that. You got to constantly be pushing forward. So I'm going to say it again, because the sister just walked in. Do you understand that the things in the world are dead things. Those things ain't going to further you in the spirit. What are you pushing for in the spirit? Growth. Go ahead and write, do your own list, man. The Bible says examine yourself, right? Whether you be in the faith. Okay, I came in the truth. And when it comes to anger, first nigga that stepped out my shoe, I punched him in his jaw. Okay, now I turned that down a little bit. Good. I'm working on that. Barakatah Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. All right, lust. You know what I mean? When I first came to the truth 5 years ago, I was like, Instagram. Met her in the bathroom, met her in the club. Okay. Am I still chasing Instagram hoes on the internet? Or do I got control of my lust? Let me deal with my pride. When that brother dropped that scripture onto me and cut me so hard, and I was like, I ain't going back there. Right? Let me check my pride. Those are the things that the Most High is looking at. Yeah, you got it down. You don't eat pork. You don't eat shrimp, crab, lobster. You celebrate the Sabbath. You Passover, Feast of Unleavened Bread, first fruits. Con. But now he's looking at that inward man. He's looking at that spiritual man bearing forth fruits. And a lot of brothers and sisters stop understanding their purpose. I know I'm talking to y'all on two pendulums. The two pendulums is works in your spirit and works that you do. But it always has to be that. That's coming out of the dead zone. That's coming out of being alienated from Christ. Come on. Read that. Read it from the top.
And that ye put on that new man.
Yeah.
Which after the Most High is created.
Right. You see that? You see the words that's being used? Why do I got to be created? Like I wasn't good enough. You weren't. But have you realized that? Or do you still think the old man, the old woman, that's it? Like you trying to take everything from me? All my essence? Yes. I'm trying to strip that nigga out of you. Because why? She is a beast. He's a beast. He's a brute. He's an animal. Yes, that's what's... Y'all get this? That's what's in us. What did David say? He said, I was as a beast before you. What did Paul say? Oh, wretched man that I am. Why did he say that? Because the flesh is good? That carnal mind is right? No, he realized that the dead zone makes us wretched. Makes us defiled. It alienates us. Y'all gotta have purpose. You know why I came up with this class? Because I see too many brothers and sisters fighting their purpose. They're fighting. They're struggling. And I know I can't change them. But I'm going to let you know these scriptures. Oh, you're going to get these scriptures. But you got too many of our brothers and sisters coming in, man. They can be in class. They be in class fighting. Y'all are new. Basically, everybody in here, the majority is new. I'm talking about old brothers and sisters that be here. That just be fighting, struggling. But why? Why are they struggling? We know there's affliction that comes with it. And we know when you come into truth, the more you get in, he said he chose you in the furnace of what? Adversity. We know that. But still, if you know your purpose and your plan, man, look at the white man. I'm climbing Mount Everest no matter what. First, I'm backpacking in Europe, and nobody's going to stop me, damn it. Right? And what happened? He got his legs damn froze off. But next year, on Flipboard, on Google News, he's what? And his legs got cut off, and he's doing it again. He's an inspiration. Right? That's the white man. But our people, what? They come in and what? Sad face. What's up with you, brother? Catching it. Living for Christ. That you wake up, you like, in your head, you like scriptures. I throw on my audio Bible. You know, let the word ring in my head. Right? Spirits around you is like what? Going to work. Yeah. But you living for work. That's why you're dead. That's why you're dead. Because you ready to please them at work instead of the Most High. So I gotta go talk to this person and that person, because you're living for what's dead. That's still an equation in your mind. Give a damn about work or such and such at work. They don't live for the new man. You ain't living to please the Most High. And then you want to know why you're not productive in the spirit, because you ain't living for your real purpose. Read it again for him. Come on. 4:24.
And that ye put on that new man,
right,
which after the Most High is created in righteousness,
read,
and true holiness.
And true holiness. Like I keep saying it. Not holy jeans. Not holy socks. True holiness. Purity. Righteousness. That the Most High wants to change you to. Jump back to Ephesians 2 verse 12. Let's finish that. And then give me Revelations 11.
Ephesians chapter 2 verse 12.
Go ahead.
That at that time ye were without Christ, being aliens from the commonwealth of Israel.
Right. So when you're without the Spirit, you're without Christ, you're alienated. You're that zombie. When you wake up daily, right? And I know what y'all thinking. Well, I got Christ, but Jesus is in my heart. You're gonna hit me with the Christian line. Oh, well, the Jesus is in my heart, brother. Is he? If he's in your heart, then why are you sad all the time? Why are you angry all the time? Why are you depressed all the time? Why you can't live life all the time? Why you ain't moving forward in the spirit if he's in your life? Don't come with that old Christian BS, man. You want to fake yourself. You're doing like cats at football, hyping yourself up. What you gonna do today? I'm gonna make it another day. You just making it every day. You just making it another day. Really? Are you serious? I thought you were supposed to be living your best life. Right? But you know why you ain't doing it in the truth? Because you're fighting your purpose. Man, do what you want to do. Do what you want to do. Do what your heart desires. Because why do you think he's going to come back and say, I never knew you, you worker of iniquity? Because a lot of you do it because your husband told you. We're going to go over here and get this class. But you never sit down by yourself and read your Bible. You never open your Bible. You ask yourself, when's the last time you opened the Bible and studied? Not because you had. I can feel you. I feel your thoughts. I opened my Bible the other day. Not because not because you had to, but because you knew that you needed to be in the book. And for y'all that know I talk about the audio Bible, that's only when you drive. I use the audio Bible when I drive, when I'm in the shower. Not for a tool to study and to get the spirit. You gotta open your Bible. Sit down and actually read it and study. And look at yourself. But you do it for work. You do it for this life. You do it for the dead zone. When are you gonna start living for Yahweh Shai? And stop being those dry bones, those dead bones. This is just a reminder, man, for brothers and sisters to understand what is dead and what is really life. The world is dead. I don't care what fake, phony things they try to hype you up, and Instagram, they acting like they having fun. Bro, you know dang well. How many of y'all be at work having to give people wisdom of the scriptures? My rib comes together all the time. Every time she comes, she's like, yeah, I'm counseling this person. But they in the dead zone. That's just giving her purpose, right? But they dead. They don't know how to make it. When I was telling y'all about popping the pills and drinking, that's everybody she counsel at work is what? Popping pills, drinking, slutting themselves out, sleeping with people in the call center. Why? Because they're dead. You lucky the Most High. That's why I tell her, you lucky the Most High gave you life. Or you would have went right back into zombie mode. And you start doing the same thing. You just being passed around the call center. That's dead, man. Finish it.
And strangers from the covenants.
Right. See, they're strangers of the covenants. You know what that means? They have no purpose. We got a reason to live. I'm living for the kingdom. I'm living for power, rulership, authority, everlasting life, dominion here on earth. And then when you die too, you get that afterlife. But I'm living to be alive here on earth. I know y'all don't believe what the Christians told us, that you're going to have to die and get to heaven. No, you're going to live here on earth in this same flesh and be changed. Living with all your kids, all your wives, being able to see your generations grow up, old, and get old. That's what we're living for. You think we fighting for something else? Hell no, man. I know what. I'm conscious. I'm awake. White man can't give me that. No job can give me that. Waking up in the morning, getting your coffee, headed to work. You disgust me. It's disgusting. You're supposed to have joy for the Most High. You understand that? Go ahead, read.
Of promise, having no hope.
Having no what?
Having no hope.
Yeah, they don't got hope, man. They live into the next day. They live into the paycheck. Right? They live until they get to the top of the corporation. They get the COO. And then what happens? They realize, wait a minute. They're finna close down the company. I made it all the way there. And they tell me, yeah, they're selling off the company. No hope. You're living the wrong dream, Georgie. It's the wrong dream. You're living to that raise. That's what's fulfilling in life. I'm working to that next raise. Your whole spirit is like, really? You should kill yourself. You living to a raise, bruh? Come on. I know some of y'all like, this nigga's crazy. No, but seriously. Our people are living to a raise. And that's fulfilling. Bro, I can never go back in that. I can never go back to that mind. Never. I don't think I was never there. Everything I did was always for the truth anyway. So, but that's how people are, man. It's sad. That's how, listen, even with our businesses, man, we tell these brothers, this is just a means to an end. Don't get caught up into the money aspect. If you ain't coming here to learn the spiritual things about yourself, there's a problem. You're coming in that carnal mind. So even with our business, we try to make an environment. You get scriptures daily. You get knowledge. You have to be talking with a brother about something. Everything has to be turned. It can't just be like the white man's work, where you go to work, and then what? You're being vexed by everybody at work. If it's like that, then we're running our business the wrong way. But no, we have to keep the environment Israelite. You're working with a brother, it's scriptures, it's knowledge. Yeah, and then we make money too, but that's secondary. You know, and that's the sad thing about working for Esau, right? You know, when you go to work, when your sisters go to work, my ribs go to work, and then what happened? They got to go work and hear the demons in the next row. They got to hear the people, you know, with their sad stories. Sometimes it's good because you realize that, yeah, I don't need that life. But you see all these people, man, and you see, man, that dang, that's not the life. For the ones that are awake. For the ones that aren't, they're what? What's happening to them? They're being pulled. They still in that childish mind state. They being pulled right back into that worldly mode. Right? They're talking with people and like, I wish I could kind of be like that. You did that. Look how free they are. But look how much pain they're in. Y'all gotta wake up, man. Come on, read. Finish it.
And without God in the world.
Right, without, and when it all comes down to it, really that's it. They're without the Most High. I know that don't come into your mind. Because a lot of Israelites put in their mind, because I say I believe in Jesus, God got me. You don't understand, man. Follow His commandments. Follow His law. Follow His way. Follow His purpose is what gives us hope and a mission. Not just because you say, oh, I believe He's in my heart. We got to stop that madness, man. You got to stop that. That's what got our people lost in these churches. That's why they say, what? I believe in Jesus, go right back and eat that swine, right? They go, I believe in Jesus, and go home to his boyfriend. That don't mean they believe in Jesus. Love not in word, but in deed and in truth. You finish that?
Yes, sir.
Go to Revelations 11 and 8.
And their dead bodies shall lie in the street of the great city.
Now we understand this. Now we understand why he said their dead bodies shall lie in the street of the great city. We're not physically dead, but spiritually dead as a nation. They're destroyed for the lack of knowledge. Go ahead.
Which spiritually is called Sodom.
See, you see that? Which is spiritually, they're in this place that is spiritually called what?
Sodom.
Yeah, because America is not the Sodom and Gomorrah, but it's spiritually called Sodom. Go ahead.
And Egypt.
And Egypt. Bondage. And this is the place but for nothing but faggots and what? Work. Or working with faggots. You can mingle them too. Okay. That's what this place is spiritually called. Go ahead.
Where also our Lord was crucified.
Right. You remember that, y'all? You're not fighting just for yourself. You're fighting for your nation, your people. You're fighting for Yahweh Shai. Because he's being crucified here every day. When they put up that false image, they put up that image, they put up these lies through Christianity. They don't want to teach our people our identity, our nationality, our history. They don't want to teach you how to really love God, how to really love Christ. Christ is crucified here every day. You see, we got a bigger job. It's bigger than just not eating pork and wearing a beard and putting on your fringes. We got to grow up. It's way more than that. That's just the beginning, bro. That's just the beginning. Why do you think Christ said it? He said, the harvest is plenty, but what? He said, the laborers are few. Right? Why? Because everybody don't want to do the work. Everybody don't want to teach our people. They don't want to be an example. They don't want to live righteously for the Most High. Go ahead, finish. So you finish that. Go from there. Go to 2nd Ezra 3, verse 5. So we're talking about, if y'all just tuned in or came in, we're talking about this dead zone that our people been in and what makes them dead. Well, let's talk about what makes them, what is going to get us to resurrect. What is going to bring us to this resurrection? 2nd Ezra 3, verse 5, Wisdom of Solomon 15.
And gave us a body unto Adam.
Right. So what's going to give us this resurrection or get us to this resurrection? I mean, you know, but we got to go to the scriptures to verify, right? He gave a body to Adam without soul. That's us now. And when I say us, we're awake, but all of our people ain't. They got a body, but is there a real soul in there? Nah, man. You know who's in there? The white man. He's up their anus, puppeting their head. They don't got no purpose. Our people ain't living. They don't got no soul. Go ahead.
Which was the workmanship of thine hands.
Read.
And didst breathe into him the breath of life.
So once again, is the word giving you breath? All right, I'll give you something to analyze yourself. When you're down, when you're sad, when you're weak, when you're double-minded, where's the first place you go? Anger? Bitterness? Lashing out at other people? Huh? Hating life? Right? FML on Instagram, Snapchat, and all that? Or is it going to look? Hey, I'm not judging you. You judge yourself. Is it going to the scriptures and saying, wait a minute, the reason I'm angry right now and bitter and upset and hating life is because I don't know why I'm living. Why I'm living. Why are you living? A lot of people don't know. I know y'all saying y'all get it. Some of y'all might be getting it. But a lot of people ain't living. You're dead still. the breath. Is this you back to life? Because this what brings me back to life. This what brings us that are woke back to life. We get in the book, we get in the scriptures, we let it ring in our ears, and we're like, whew, hey, Satan, okay, resist the devil, right? Be gone, Satan. But for a lot of brothers and sisters, they're living it on the edge. You got to constantly be getting the breath. Go ahead.
And he was made living before thee.
This is the only way you're going to live. If you appreciate and you know your purpose. This is the only way. Go from there. Wisdom of Solomon 15 and 11. John 20 verse 22. Let's see if I can get them out before 9 o'clock. I got a lot more. Go ahead.
Wisdom of Solomon chapter 15 verse 11.
Go ahead.
For as much as he knew not his maker, and him that aspired into him.
Right, because that's what happened with Israel. You didn't know your maker. We went over that. We touched on all these scriptures. Why you were dead. Because you didn't know your maker. And you didn't know who inspired you. Who inspires you? Huh? You got to think about that. Who's your inspiration? Using those white man words now, right? Who's your inspiration? Well, every time I click on Will Smith, he's inspiring me. Huh? Oprah? Who's your inspiration? If I ask you that right now, I know I'm not gonna ask you going, Yahushua. You gonna do that? The Most High. But really, when you wake up daily, who is inspiring you? Is it you? You got that God complex? I'm living for my kids. Is it your kids? I live for my kids. So your kids, your God. Okay. Your face, your beauty. I inspire, man, when I get up, nigga got to look tight. I got to do my hair, these abs. That's what's inspiring me. These guns. What?
Nah, what you said reminded me of this song I listened to. Like, I listened to a lot of old school, the Teddy Pendergrass.
Right.
Some of us is our woman. You're my latest and greatest inspiration. And he's talking about his woman.
Right.
So it's like, it's better a little bit. But.
You got brothers like that. You brought it up, so let me run with it. Oh, I live for her. I live for my boo. You roll over, you look at her, that's what I live for. See, when I put together this cast, I said I want to make brothers and sisters think. I don't want you to go home and kill yourself. I don't want you to do that, because I know some questions are like, damn, I do live for myself. Every time I wake up, I'm looking at these abs like, damn, I got to get them right. Every time I wake up, I look at her, I'm texting her. You ain't texting Christ. Why you ain't texting Christ? You got to ask yourself these things, man, because you know why? You want to be real when Yahushua comes back. You want to say, I've done all to fight. If you got hit by a damn car right now, and you was fading out and blood was leaking out of you, you want to say, I have done all for my soul, for my spirit. I can go out happy. That's what's important. You don't want to get hit by a car and then be like, damn, I was fake. When I could have been studying and learning, I crapped off my time. I was the prodigal son over and over and over and over again. You don't want to say that. You want to be real. Be real with this. I know black man, black woman, we ain't been taught to be real in our life. We weren't taught that. Now, I'm not saying some of y'all ain't real. What I'm saying is we weren't taught that. We weren't taught to be real. We was taught to show face. Hallelujah. Powerful black man. Good speech, black man. That's deep. And then you go right back and be that fake nigga. You go right back and be that thug. You go right back and be that hoochie. You go right back and be that Instagram model. Right? But this is real empowerment. So the question he's asking is, did you forget who inspires you? who should inspire you. And if it's a man, if it's money, you're wrong. Now you got rich people. My rib showed me something with Denzel Washington. He was talking about somewhat about inspiration and keeping focus, right?
Like motivation.
Motivation, right? Yeah, but you know what his motivation was? Living life, but not what to live for. Yeah, I think he spoke about Jesus one time in there. But they don't really have a vision, right? Come on now. The vision of the world is to what? Money, get the white picket fence, get success, and that's it. They don't have no real goal. Why not pleasing the Most High? What's that? Talk loud for them online. They can hear you online.
Personal testimony. This is like the spirit, because I was actually talking to a friend that I grew up with today, and he's doing pretty good for himself. And I was actually sharing the truth with him, like a little bit, like, because he always asks me, "What is that doing for you?" Da da da. And I'm like just dropping, man. You can't imagine, this, that, da da da, and the third. And I was, start talking about King Solomon, like, he's the richest man. He was like, because he has money now, so-called money in his world.
Right.
And he was saying how I wouldn't even want to be that rich because I'm going to be bored, because I'm bored right now. And I was like, you want what I want all the knowledge for? I'm going to be bored with that.
Right.
So it's like, even when they get to a certain level, like, it's crazy that you're saying this right now, because it's like, I just had this conversation.
Right.
So it's like, damn, like, it's class is cutting, because it's like, I think I missed something. Like, I'm not gonna lie, like, you want to keep, you don't want people to hate you in the world that you grew up with.
America's gave you a dream, Mark, and you know why the guilt trip is running on you? Because you are fighting your purpose. Your purpose. What is your purpose? Now, that's not saying I'm going to tell you your purpose. Bro, if you don't know your purpose, you better get somewhere, get on your knees and understand your purpose. You understand? But you've been here a while, so you should already know what the Bible says. You know what I mean? You have to give into that purpose. Nobody can force you. Nobody can cheerlead you. Nobody can hoorah you. You got to do that. You see that? So, but yeah, come on now. I think everybody in here knows that. Everybody in here knows that the white man America has given us the American dream. And you think about it. You've been tracing that dream. It's like the lotto. My mom been playing the lotto since she was, younger than me, right? She's still playing the lotto. Because why? That's not that. How many people are trying to live that dream? I'm gonna make it one day. You could have been made it by working, building, strengthening, self-innovative. You said what? Yeah, saving all that money for the tickets, all that. And I'm not saying it's wrong to play the lotto. I'm just saying that some people got the wrong dream. They got the wrong focus. Well, were you gonna say something? Go ahead.
I was gonna ask you something.
Yeah.
What do you mean when you say like purpose? You mean like what role you want to play in the truth? Like,
yeah. What role you want to play for the Most High? Right? What do you want to be for the Most High? What gift that you want to partake in and say, listen, I'm going to do this for the work of the Most High. It got to be something.
Something that you want to put your whole heart to?
Yeah. Okay. You're speaking on a different level because you already know what your first purpose is. I'm speaking on a more low consciousness. And you already know. You're speaking on a whole nother level. Now that you know your purpose, what gift do I want in my purpose? That's what you're saying. I'm talking about people that don't even know I need to be serving the Most High. I need to be doing and getting this knowledge and changing my life and my spirit, my environment, and living for a higher calling as opposed for money, riches, and women.
Oh,
they're stuck on their baser instincts.
Yeah.
They're stuck on their baser instincts, and that's what it is. When they wake up every day, they get that cup of coffee, and it's what? I'm going to work. I'm living for my job.
And they see all that, and all that you're saying, like, they see that only as life.
They see only that as life, and I'm not living unless I'm succeeding in these carnal things in life. The woman got to look like this. The car got to look like that. The house got to look like this. And unless I got these things, I'm not succeeding in life. See, they're not looking at the inspiration. Come on, read where you're at.
And an active soul. And breathe.
No. Read it from the top. Tell everybody where you at again.
Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 15, verse 11.
Go ahead.
For as much as he knew not his maker.
See, and they do that because they don't know their maker. They forget about the Most High. They ain't waking up and saying, man, the first thing on my mind is supposed to be Yahweh. First thing on your mind when you wake up, Yahweh. Not grabbing your phone and seeing what your boss is saying. What the heck's your problem? Not first thing is like, well, I got to master it. Bro, your boss ain't going to save your soul. Read.
And him that inspired into him an active soul.
Right. That's what our focus is supposed to be. Go ahead.
And breathed in a living spirit.
Right. You see that? That's the breath that's coming in us. The active life, the active soul that brings us to life. That's it. Yahweh Shai, the knowledge, the word. Everybody else, we read were what?
Dead.
They were what, class?
Dead.
Dead. Everybody else were dead. Stop looking back. Stop looking back. Watch. Let me add one more to the dead. Y'all can throw this. I should have pull it earlier, man. Go to, what is it, Peter's? Y'all gotta add this one with y'all notes from earlier about the dead zone. Go to.
Remember Lot's wife?
No, hold on. Dang. It says the weak and beggarly. Oh yeah, Galatians. Excuse me. Sorry, it's Galatians 4. Ooh, dang! I don't know why I didn't add it. Well, maybe I did. Go to Galatians 4, verse 3.
Galatians chapter 4, verse 3.
Yeah, I'm down, and then we'll jump back.
Even so, when we were children, we were in bondage under the elements of the world.
Right, so that's, the breath is taking us from that. The bondage, the elements of this world, go ahead. Ooh.
But when the fullness of the time was come, God sent forth his son.
Right, he what? He sent forth the knowledge. He sent forth Yahweh Shai, go ahead.
Made of a woman.
Go ahead.
Made under the law.
Read.
To redeem them that were under the law, that we might receive the adoption of sons.
Right, so he sent Yahweh Shai to bring us back, because we live without Christ. We went over that in Ephesians 4 and 8, 2 and 12, that we were alienated. Go ahead.
And because ye are sons, God hath sent forth the Spirit of his Son into your hearts, crying, Abba, Father, wherefore thou art no more a servant, but a son.
Right. Therefore, that thou art not a servant, but a son. Go ahead.
And if a son, then
hold on. Go ahead. Read on.
And if a son, then an heir of God through Christ. Howbeit then, when ye knew not God, ye did service unto them which by nature are no God.
Right. So that's what we did. That's what the dead zone did. We did service to them that were no gods. Go ahead. What verse are you at?
9.
Go ahead.
But now, after that ye have known God, or rather known of God,
right?
How turn ye again to the weak and beggarly elements?
Right. How do we turn back to the things of bondage? We're supposed to be leaving that. The breath is supposed to be entering in us, and we're supposed to be coming to life. We're supposed to be renewed. I wanted to throw that one in there because y'all need that in your arsenal. So you can throw that with the scriptures that were above, that were before. I don't know why I left that one out. But moving forward about the breath, the things that are resurrecting us, go to John 20, verse 20. And then we're going to go, I've been quoting it, we're going to go to Ezekiel 37. Because you know we got to talk about these dry bones. We got to. That's the epitome of being dead. Dried up, wasted away. Okay, so read that. John 20, verse 22, and then go to Ezekiel 37. Go ahead.
And when he had said this, he breathed on them and said unto them,
right?
Receive ye the Holy Spirit.
Right, we touched on this the other night. But now it's coming together. Receive the Holy Spirit. The breath. The thing that is going to renew us. That's the wisdom. But are you getting the breath? How many of you need this oxygen? What's the breath? What is that? Talk loud. Say it. It's confidence. Come on.
It's the word.
It's the word. It's the wisdom, right? It's the Bible. The words that I speak unto you, they're spirit and life, right? But you're not in the book like you need to be. That's why you feel famished. You're not studying. You're not asking questions. You're not wearing out the doorstep of the wise. Why do you feel like you got no purpose in life? Because you're not doing the things that's bringing you back to life. And this is what the Most High is trying to remind us. This is why I'm going to these scriptures, man, to remind y'all what is a life. You want to resurrect? This is where it starts. Go ahead, read that. Ezekiel 37, verse 5. Come on. Ezekiel 37, verse 5. And then go to Ephesians. We only got a few minutes left. 30 minutes left. 20 minutes left. Come on.
Ezekiel chapter 37, verse 5.
Go ahead.
Thus saith the Lord God unto these bones.
Go ahead.
Behold, I will cause breath to enter into you.
Yeah. Who? The dried up brothers and sisters, man. With no spirit, no life, no purpose. And that's what I want you to see, man, that if you don't have a purpose, if you're sad, there should be no brother or sister with mental illness in the truth. With depression? Are you serious? How could you have depression when you got the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding that's supposed to be pumping regeneration back into your life? Loneliness? You're idle. You know why you're lonely? Because you idle. Come here. Come to this school. We'll get you to work. Busy doing the work of the Most High. You're idle if you're lonely. If you constantly doing the same wickedness over and over again, you're idle. This breath ain't entering into you, man. So he looked at those bones and he seen Israel. He's seen our people, man. And that's what this class is about. We see them out there. You see them. Dead, dying. And how many of them are going to die when Christ come back? 2/3, right?
2/3.
Billions of people. 2/3. But billions. Remember, Israel is the sand of the sea. But a lot of them, it says, as a drop to a wave. Billions are going to die. Because they don't care, man. They don't care. This is not life to them. Now, how do you survive? That's the question. How do you keep surviving to the end? He that endured to the end shall be saved, right? It don't say he that endured to 10 years, 20 years. Oh, brother, I did 50 years. I'm good now. I'm going to go back in the world. No. He that endured to the end shall be saved. How do you endure? Past the fad. I know a lot of y'all, a lot of brothers, believe it or not, man, think about it. I'm going to use Quatazop's word. Think about it. Let's just really think about this. How many blacks and Hispanics have a plan for life itself? A life plan. Now, you digging in this life of the spirit? You think brothers and sisters really come in here with a life plan? No. Now, I know if you're coming in for your first time, second time, third time, you barely learning you're an Israelite, come. But after 2 or 3 years getting this knowledge, you're supposed to have a plan, bro. You're supposed to understand what you want to do for the Most High, for Yahweh Shai. You can't be walking blindly still. That's crazy. Come on, read.
And ye shall live.
Right, he says, breathe into them the breath of life, and ye shall live. Yahweh Shai said in John 20 and 22, he said he breathed on them, and he was like, this is the breath. We know in John 6, verse 63, that's the word. It's the spirit that quickeneth, right? Wisdom of Solomon said the same thing. He breathed into them the living spirit, right? So read on. Go ahead.
And I will lay sinews upon you.
Right, because when the breath comes on you, then you start to come together like a real human. Like a real living being. I'm going to say it again. You were not living. The world is not giving you a purpose. You're not living in the world because you can go out and drink a beer at a bar when you want to. Really, is that what it's all about? You can go out to the club when you want to. That's living. You got to reanalyze, man. We got a lot of young brothers and sisters that read it to reassess their life. You can only be a whoremonger so long. You can only be a whore so long. You can only be an adulterer so long before all these things just catch up to you. You can only be a person that is striving to gain riches for so long. Right? We always talk about her boss. She met him when he was young. He's not, how old is he? 29. He's 29 now. Money. This guy's a millionaire. But the good thing, she was able to see from him being nothing all the way to 29, the corruptness in his soul, in his spirit. All the way up to 29. Think about it. 29 with millions. He crosses his range. And you know how Cube said, the NWA said, I throw it in the gutter and go buy another? This dude is the epitome of that. He crashes a Ferrari and just like, let me go buy another one. But his spirit, you know what I mean? I still say he's probably graduated with sleeping with dudes now. Why? Because he's always taking his little trips out of state. You know, when they start going to the Philippines.
Weirdo stuff.
Yeah, he said weirdo stuff. When they start going to the Philippines, you already know. But that's their goal. That's what his goal was, to get rich or die trying, right? That ain't doing it, man. Come on, finish that.
And will bring up flesh upon you.
Right. So what is the sinews? What is the flesh? What are these things that really are going to make you a living soul? The laws, statutes, commandments. Right? The spirit of the law. The spirit of Yahweh Shai. Purpose. That's what these sinews and skin was. Go ahead.
And cover you with skin.
Uh-huh.
And put breath in you.
And put the wisdom in you. Why? Because you can't just be a body. You got to be a man, a woman walking around with wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. Read.
And ye shall live.
And ye shall live. Y'all get it now? We're not living until we get this wisdom and knowledge. They're not living till they get wisdom and knowledge. And that's why we out there trying to wake them up. Trying to give them the word. Trying to give them this wisdom to help them. Ephesians 2 and 1. Then you're going to jump down to Ephesians 2 and 5. I'm running out of time.
And you have he quickened who were dead in trespasses.
You see what he keeps saying? You see that word there? Why? Because he wants to throw in your face, you were dead. You were dead. You were dead. A lot of people still think they were living. Go ahead.
We're dead in trespasses and sin.
Yeah, you're doing all kind of wicked madness, foolishness. But because you're breathing, you think you're alive. Jump down to verse 5.
Verse 5. Even when we were dead in sin, hath quickened us together with Christ.
How? Read.
By grace ye are saved.
See? Why? Because even in the dead zone, in the zombie zone, the Most High is still giving you the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding to live. Isn't he so graceful? Because we don't deserve it. Some of us are dirty. Some of us are filthy. Some of us were filthy, still are filthy. Even when you clean yourself up, it's hard to scrape the crust out of your brain, ain't it? But we got grace to do it. Yahweh is, the Most High is merciful. No brother or sister can say, oh, I'm dirtier than that brother. He made the whole sin scheme to be all across the board. One sin is no greater than the other. So if you murder somebody, that's as worse as a faggot. Right? Why? Because you can't have no excuse. You're not going to be able to say, bro, you don't know what I did. Even though they do say it, right? They still come with that. You don't understand me. You don't understand my life. I done murdered 75 niggas one night. Stop it. Just stop it. God don't want me. I done ran an orgy on 1,000 women. You dirty just like the other guy. You dirty just like the dude that's doubting. That's double-minded. So there's no excuse. It's time to clean yourself up and push yourself forward. But you know our people, right? They love to have pity parties. They will sit there with you and to have a pity party. So I tell my ribs, no pity party. Get up, let's do this. Right? You want to beat yourself up because you get corrected. Bro, no. Take the correction and do like the scripture says. Move forward. It says take the reproof and move forward. But it comes back and says a wicked man findeth an excuse for every reason and purpose. Don't be that wicked person. You see that? A wicked person is always finding a reason. Nah, man, God don't want me. Well, you showing him that God said it's fine to clean your act up. He's still shaking his head. She's still shaking his head. Why? Because you want to live in the dead zone. You want to have a reason to keep doing dead things. Yes.
I was going to say, in scripture, you always told me, that kind of encouraged me too, it's like a righteous man falleth
7 times.
7 times, but it says, the next stanza says, but a wicked man falleth into mischief.
Yeah.
So then you're going to stay like, you're going to stay down and be like, well, I already messed up.
You're going to stay in the mischief.
I ain't coming back and da-da-da-da, and then you're just going to be in mischief.
What is mischief? It's like a little kid, always in mischief. You always going to be creating problems for yourself. Because why? You're not standing up and having godly sorrow. So we got to watch that too. Come on. 2 Corinthians 5 verse 14. We got 15 minutes. 2 Corinthians 5 verse 14. This is the life. This is the breath, man, that is bringing the children of Israel and resurrecting them. Whether the Bible calls them the dry bones, whether the Bible calls you dead, you're being resurrected with this knowledge. Go ahead.
2 Corinthians chapter 5, verse 14.
Go ahead.
For the love of Christ constraineth us.
But what pulls you? What inspires you? That's what I think about. What inspires you daily to get up and pray and face the east and thank the Most High? And to keep fighting, no matter what you go through. You're going through affliction and you're going through battles. What keeps you fighting for that brother or that sister? Right? Your people, your nation, your children, in the Word. Right? What keeps you?
You knowing your purpose?
You knowing your purpose that Christ gave you. He constrains you. He's pushing you forward. The grace is kicking you in the butt and saying, listen, I don't want to hear that excuse. I gave you grace. That's kicking you in the butt and pushing you and moving you forward. Right? I mean, what else is it? Or else you'll be condemning yourself. And he came back. He said, there's no condemnation in Christ. Not to them that are in the spirit, but to them that are in the flesh, there is a condemnation because you keep walking in the flesh. So, he constrains you. He's pushing you. Go ahead.
Because we thus judge
that
if one died for all.
Right. I mean, if all fails, you're supposed to be looking at it and say, listen, Yahweh Shai died for me. I'm wicked, I'm off, but he died for me on that cross. Let me keep pushing for that. I had to throw these in there because you got too many brothers and sisters with that pity party. I'm just evil. I'm just wicked. You know what I mean? A lot of ribs do that. You correct them. See, I'm just always wicked. I'm always off. Okay, get it right then. Let's move forward. Read.
Didn't we're all dead.
Right. It says, for the love of Yahweh Shai restrains us, because we thus judge that if one died for all, then we're all dead. Go ahead.
And that he died for all, that they which live should not henceforth live unto themselves.
You see what happens when you come out of the dead zone? You're not living for yourself. But it's a two-edged sword right there. Because now you got to live a whole new life. And that's where people were like, man, fishy about living for Christ. Because you got to live for him now. No more you. No more selfish. No more living for the money. No more living for the American dream. You got to live for his purpose. So I'm going to ask you again. When you wake up every morning, who are you living for? It's a rhetorical question. Why? Because I want you to beat yourself up. The Spirit's supposed to be working on your own brain. You got to live for Yahweh Shai. Go ahead.
But unto him which died for them and rose again.
Yeah, you're supposed to be living for that. Colossians 2 verse 13. You're supposed to be living for that. This is the purpose, man. To live for that life. Come on, read.
Colossians chapter 2, verse 13.
Yeah, if y'all got any questions or want to say anything, just raise your hand. Say it. Go ahead.
And you, being dead in your sins.
Right, well, there you go again. He's reminding you, you were dead. So stop acting like you was somebody. This world be hype, man. You know our people, they hype men. You like you get on Instagram, you swear you living it up. Yeah, I seen the ones that be faking it with the fake planes, and they like make a little house in the picture. It was funny. It was something I was watching on YouTube. Like people that be faking it on Instagram, they be doing that. You be sitting there a whole time creating this fake life. That's sad, huh? America's got our people twisted. Go ahead.
And the uncircumcision of your flesh hath he quickened together with him.
Yeah.
Having forgiven you all trespasses.
Right. Go to Matthew 22 and 9. So we get that. We get that Yahweh Shai strengthen us. He's supposed to be the breath that's pulsating through us. He's supposed to be this energy that's bringing us to life, right? So I'm throwing this in brothers and sisters' face because a lot of brothers and sisters need to realize this. So these scriptures are here for a certain reason. Read Matthew 22 verse 9.
Go ye therefore into the highways.
Right? So how are we going to get the breath? How are they going to get the breath? He said go to the highways. Let's give them the breath of life, right? Well, who we going to get? Right? Because I want to push this in y'all brains. That you ain't living. But there's certain scriptures that you have to see. Read. Go ahead.
And as many as ye shall find, bid to the marriage.
Right. Go to the highways and bid them to the marriage, right? Now, jump to 20, verse 3. He said, go to the highways, go to the byways, and bid them to the marriage, right? Now go to 20, verse 3. Let's see who he got.
And he went out about the third hour and saw others standing idle.
He sent them where?
Standing idle.
He went to the highways and the byways, and what were they doing?
Standing idle.
You know what Jesus just told you? Your life is idleness. You really thought you was fighting for something, huh? You really thought you was doing something in life, didn't you? You was like, I got purpose. I'm living. Man, you've been living for the white man, man. You've been living for the American dream. You know, Christ, that should be a smack in your face. You were living, and it was just idleness. What is idle? You ain't doing nothing. But you got our people doing what? Constantly thinking they're living the dream. They're living it up. You ain't living your best life unless you're living it for Yahweh Shai. Unless you're letting this word breathe through you and you're doing something that's making a stain for your nation. Right? Not for this nation, but for our nation. Now you know you a Hebrew is like, well, what you doing? How are you affecting our people? What are you doing for the kids? What are you doing for the women, the men? Right? Don't you do that? Like, I want to help the world. Right? In America, I'm going to change the world. That's what they tell you. So you changing the world, how are you changing Israel? For Israel. Right? White man, they travel around the world and give food to the natives in the jungle, right? That's how they living it up. I'm going to live life. I'm going to change the world one butt-naked jungle person at a time. Right? And they go do it too. And they inspire you with their little Instagram and their video, right? What are you doing? See, you know why you got to talk to Israel like this? Because it's only until you come to be an Israelite, then you get bored, you get whack, you get lame, you get tired. You're like, bro, you want me to fight for Christ? Then you want me to fight for the white man? Like, I can only fight for one of you cats at one time. I can only fight. Listen, I work 13 hours a day, nigga. What you talking about? Fight for what? The white man, he'll beat you down. He'll beat you down. And then what you got left for the Most High? What you got left for Yahweh Shai? A weak ass prayer. I gotta get home. It's 8:40. Kazaki, you gonna let us go? That's how our people be, man. Where's the enthusiasm for Yahweh Shai? We gotta get a band. I gotta get a band over here. Then we gotta start dancing. And, woo! Then you gonna be enthusiastic. I'm just messing with y'all. But you know what? You know how it is, all right? Because if I had some music behind me, y'all be like, oh, this brother's in the spirit here. Right? That's how our people are, man. Nah, y'all soldiers, man. Because to sit through 3 hours of class, you got to be dedicated nowadays. You got to be dedicated. We did a 8-hour Sabbath class last Sabbath class. It went 8 hours. And we still had brothers and sisters in there. You sat in class, right? For you to sit in class for 8 hours, you got to have the spirit with you. You got to be hungry, all right? But that's real, though. You know how we are on YouTube. You watch some madness on YouTube. It can be stupidity just for the moment. You know what I mean? You flick it off. It can be 3 minutes you flick it off. But that's how it is. You had your hand raised. Yes. Somebody had something? What was it?
The question was, what is the scriptures about the righteous man falling?
Proverbs. No. Proverbs. The just man falls 7 times. Oh. Proverbs 24, I think it is. We'll look it up for them real quick. The just man falls 7 times and rise back up. But what's powerful is, it's beautiful because the scripture comes back and says how many times you're supposed to forgive your brother. 7 times. So you got a brother falling 7 times and you got a brother forgiving him 7 times. So you got grace there. You got to help him through it. And that doesn't give us a license to sin, but it gives us a license to get back up and keep trying and fighting to have that godly sorrow. So we got a few minutes left. You find that? I think it's
24 and 16.
24 and 16. Proverbs 24 verse 16 is the a just man falls 7 times. All right, where are we at right now? Let's go to. We got a few minutes left, and I'm not gonna take y'all. Go from there. Go to Revelation 20 verse 6. I'll end it with this one right here.
Revelation chapter 20 and verse 6.
Go ahead.
Blessed and holy is he that hath part in the first resurrection.
So the first resurrection is happening now. You are having part in the first resurrection. Because the second resurrection is what? When Christ come back and they start coming out of the graves. That's the second resurrection. The first resurrection is you right now. This wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. Watch, he's going to read on. He's going to tell us. Go ahead.
On such the second death hath no power.
Right, because the death that's going to come is what? Right. But what else? You're right. Add something to that.
It's the actual physical death that's going to happen when the destruction happens.
Right. Say it loud so they can hear you online.
It's actually the physical death when the nuclear bombs and Christ come back and judges.
That's second death. We already been dead as a nation. Right? Revelation 11 and 8 said what? Their dead bodies shall lie in the street of the great city. Right? Which is spiritually. He wasn't saying that wasn't actual death. That was a spiritual death in Revelations 8. But this physical death that's going to happen is in the future. When Christ comes back, he's coming back for destruction. But why is it not going to have power over you? Because you're already going to be alive. You're already going to be living. He said, go set a mark on the foreheads of the men that sigh and cry for all the abominations done in the midst thereof. Those ones that have that mark, the mark of wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, the Holy Spirit, the breath, that death is not going to touch you. Go ahead.
But they shall be priests of Yahweh.
And if you didn't get it, he's telling you right there. They're going to be who?
Priests of Yahweh.
Why? Because you're living it now. You're doing the works now. What did you think? You thought you was going to get the knowledge and then Christ come back and then you was going to be a priest? No, you're rehearsing it now. You're getting this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding because you're going to be priests, and when Christ come back, you're going to be what you are. It's already going to be in you. Kings and priests. You understand that? So this resurrection is happening right now. I got a lot more scriptures, but it's 9. We'll be here till 1 o'clock in the morning. Go ahead.
And of Mashiach. And shall reign with him 1,000 years.
Right, and we're going to reign with him. We're going to reign with him 1,000 years. What's up?
Nah, is that the next verse? Is that going into Septimius Severus? Because it says Satan.
Well, I'm not going to go into that. I'm not going to go into that. I think Dahomam already went over the Revelations breakdown 20, but when we go over it in its entirety, then we can go into that part. Because you know how that is. That's history. And there's no reason to go in those things when the basics is not understood. Because then they're going to say, well, how are you linking history with this? You see? So, all right. Did anybody have any question on that? On that topic? Anybody online? Anybody in here? Live? No? No? Brothers, sisters, nothing? All right. Well, then we're going to go ahead and conclude class. I'll give them a few seconds. And while we're doing that, just a reminder, Hanukkah is coming up on the 30th. Hanukkah, also known as the Feast of Lights, the Feast of Dedication, is coming up on the 30th of this month. And we're going to be doing, what do we got set up for that?
Sisters will be cooking Friday the 30th, Saturday and Sunday.
Do we know where the Friday the 30th is going to be at?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we might as well announce it now while we got everybody online. And these are for brothers and sisters that you're a Hebrew Israelite and you know that is a holy convocation. We're going to be here. You got brothers and sisters to do it together with. Let's do it together. So we do it from different houses. We got all the brothers and sisters in the school. They open up their house and cook. We're going to get chubby. It's time to get chubby, though, and they're going to cook some good food, so you're welcome to come. You know what I mean? Don't feel like, you don't have to bring nothing. We want y'all just to partake, all right? We know how Israel is. Well, if I ain't going to bring none, I ain't going to come. Don't do that, all right? This is the Most High's day. Don't come with that mentality. You know what I mean? You don't have to bring nothing. If you want to, you can, all right? But you don't have to, all right? So the first Let's start with that one, the 30th.
The 30th, were you guys doing it at our house?
Yes.
Okay, so it's gonna be at our house.
Okay. All right. Okay, so it's going to be at, if y'all want to write this down for y'all that want to come, all right, it's a 16438 Hidden Gate Court. All right, and for y'all, for all the 16438 Hidden Gate Court. And that's Sugar Land, Texas. 77498. So if y'all want to come, y'all can come through. All right, that's going to be the first night we're going to throw the feast. And all we do is we get together, we set up prayers. Remember, Hanukkah is a commemoration of us rededicating the temple. And I guess next week we'll be going over that in class, if not tomorrow. If not tomorrow morning for Sabbath morning class, we'll be going over it next week for sure, okay? So you brothers and sisters are welcome to come to that. Do we have any questions?
There's one off the topic.
Yeah.
Are there any unlawful fabrics?
Unlawful fabrics, anything that you couldn't eat. Remember, in the law it said not to touch the carcass. Those are unlawful. So go back to Leviticus, the 11th chapter, and all the unlawful foods were most likely unlawful to wear. Okay? So you wouldn't wear pigskin because it was filthy. You're not going to wear alligator because you can't eat that. You can't wear snakeskin because it was filthy. All right? So you can't wear shark coat. I ain't never heard of one, but if you did, now all the fake are fake. So if you're saying, well, it's not real pigskin, well then it's not real pigskin. It's something else. It's not pig then. I mean, you know how some people wear snakeskin shoes, but they really not snakeskin? That's fine. It's not snakeskin. It's in the law. Long as in the law, then you're fine to wear it.
They're asking about polyester.
Polyester's not against the law. No, that's not against the scriptures. Yeah. Yeah, that was it? All right, so if that's it, we're going to salute everybody online. Say shalom. Shalom. We'll be here 10 o'clock in the morning for Shabbat morning class. Remember, we set up prayers. If you want to get in those prayers, make sure you're logged in at 10 to set up the prayers with us. All right, and for y'all that want to get the prayers, you'll be in class at 10. If not, I'm saying that if you want to be part of those prayers. So we'll see you in the morning. Everybody else, I imagine will panyaha kodam, which means stand and face the east, and we're just